University of Saskatchewan
U of S Huskies
7-1.
5-4 in overtime.
4-1 win.
And the streak is continuing to 11 games for the Huskies.
The U of S Huskies have torn through the regular season, leaving opponents in their wake. This squad has proven time and time again that nobody can stop them. Now as the playoffs begin, the Huskies aren't just looking to win, they're looking for a worthy opponent.
Come on, when I say wall, you say it! Wall! Wall! When I say kill, you say it!
Finds a man all alone, scores! Carter stabbing!
With the game on his stick here in the shootout. Cuts back and scores! And now here's Liam Keeler over with Petruic. Cross-ice pass back to Petruic. Fires! Scores! One-on-one, a breakaway moving in, scores! Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Merlis Belcher Place. Well, dogs and cats don't usually get along, so I imagine Huskies and Cougars might even be more ferocious. But how about the Mount Royal Cougars taking on the Saskatchewan Huskies in the Canada West Men's Hockey Conference Finals? And by the way these two teams played each other in the regular season, I think this is going to be a great series. And like all Canada West playoff series so far, John, it would not surprise me if this one went the distance.
And I think we'd all be quite happy if it did go the distance. We were absolutely treated to a blinder of a series here in Saskatoon against the Thunderbirds. Obviously, Alberta and Mount Royal duking it out in Alberta and having the Cougars come away with that one. So it's absolutely best against best, East versus West, for the best in the Canada West. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really exciting. A lot of great players to watch for Mount Royal. Justin Lees, he had the series clinching goal to eliminate Alberta and bring Mount Royal to the Canada West final.
Sent down to the ice, as now it's Teague Patton. Patton with this one, out in front of the net. Lees a shot, scores! MRU has the lead! Justin Lees!
On the other side, fan favorite Trevor Wong, former Saskatoon Blade, he had the game-winning goal against UBC in Game 3 to lift the Huskies to victory there. Everybody's starting to throw their weight around. Now Trevor Wong, a long pass, he's onside to the net! Scores! How about it? The fan favorite. And perhaps, maybe, John, a little history potentially on the line in this series.
Well, you know it's a Canada West final when you get all the news media covering it. And what I read today was if it's a Cougars win, it will be their first banner in 12 years of their existence in Canada West. If the Huskies are able to come away with a banner, that'll be number 12 in their existence. And let me tell you a quick little thing about banners. That matters. I'll still tell people, anyone who will listen, I've got a banner up at Flames Community Arena in Calgary where the Cougars play from Kiwi in 1999-2000. I still tell people about it 25 years later, so you can absolutely be sure these guys are playing for that banner.
A lot of memories to be made this weekend. The first time these two teams ever met in the playoffs, that series was won by Mount Royal. The last time these two teams met in the playoffs, that series was won by Saskatchewan. Something has to give this weekend. We got the face-off and starting goaltenders coming up after the national anthem. Welcome to Championship Weekend here at Merlis Belcher Place. The Saskatchewan Huskies and Mount Royal Cougars getting ready to do battle for the 2025 Canada West Conference Finals in men's hockey. Matt Young and John Flatters here to take you the rest of the way. 60 minutes of hockey on tap tonight to decide who will take game one of this best of three series. And John, the Saskatchewan Huskies expecting a capacity crowd tonight here at Merlis Belcher Place. In fact, just a couple of hours ago, we received word that they have opened up a few extra seats. We could see around 3,000 people here tonight. It is going to be loud, and fans are excited.
It's going to channel a little bit of the old days of the Rutherford when they pile people in along the stairwells. I'm sure the firefighters would not like to hear us telling people that, but it is standing room only without a doubt here at Merlis Belcher, and you can hear those home crowds in the student section letting those Mount Royal Cougars know it's going to be a long weekend in this the Huskies' house.
Well, it's been a long road to this championship series so far. Both teams meeting the demands of the regular season, and then some very tough, hard-fought three-game series to get here. You can bet that they're excited. They're excited to drop the puck, and I expect the emotions and I expect the physicality right off the bat, John, to be up there.
And you know what? I don't think there's any excuses. Both teams had the bye the first round. Both teams had an overtime game and a 3-round series. So it's not as though at the end of this weekend we can say, well, one team was more tired than the other. No excuses. Leave it all out there. And like I said before, it's all about the banner.
Outside on the concourse lever, they actually have still more fans that are trying to get in here. So most likely it's going to be a sellout as both teams get ready to line up at the blue line for the national anthem. We will have that for you in just a couple of moments, and then we'll preview the starting goaltenders for tonight's game, and of course have the opening face-off.
Husky Athletics is honored to train and compete on Treaty 6 territory and the homeland of the Métis. It is important to acknowledge not only the original peoples of this land, but the treaty relationship of all people on these lands. The Treaty 6 flag, which flies in our arena all season, and the Treaty 6 flag song are representative of this treaty relationship among all people. At this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your headwear for the Treaty 6 flag song, followed by O Canada, sung by Wayne McGilvery. We stand on guard for thee. Oh, excuse me, let me start again. Oh, Canada, our own and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing heart we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard
There you have it. Let's get down to business. We'll start with the starting goaltenders. Roddy Ross from Meadow Lake, Saskatchewan, starting for the Huskies, making his second playoff start of the season. What's interesting, he started all 3 games against Mount Royal in 2023, the last time these two teams faced each other in the postseason. A Canada West All-Star on your screen right there on the other side. Shane Farkas from Penticton, BC, has a 7-4 record all time against Saskatchewan. He's making his 4th playoff start, and the story writes itself. He's no stranger to the Huskies. He too started in all 3 playoff games against Saskatchewan the last time these two teams met in the playoffs in 2023. So they're familiar with each other for sure.
The puck hasn't even dropped in the student section, letting them hear it. This is going to be an awesome series. Let's drop the puck and have some fun.
Memories to be made. The 2025 Canada West Men's Hockey Conference Finals is underway. One team hoping to raise a banner for their first time in franchise history. The other one hoping to add a banner here on the concourse. Walker with a shot in the opening seconds. He scores! 11 seconds in, Kyle Walker fires one right by Roddy Ross, and Mount Royal has an early lead.
Well, an unfortunate bounce as the puck sort of hits a skate and shoots right out. You can see right there into no man's land. Walker jumps right on top of it and gets the shot. I don't think Ross was expecting it there. That's a kind of an early jump, and I didn't even get a chance to say the start is key for both of these teams. The Cougars have obviously stepped up to the task.
Oh my goodness, the opening goal coming from the Mount Royal Cougars just 11 seconds into the hockey game, and you wonder if that might have shaken the Saskatchewan Huskies just a little bit, kind of silencing this home crowd. That's Kyle Walker's first playoff goal of this postseason, his 4th playoff goal of his career, and Mount Royal looking for maybe a little more here in this first period. Here's Walker again from the point, fires, and that one's blocked by Liam Keeler, and now here's Carter Stebbings moving the other way for Saskatchewan. With Keeler out there, the Huskies are going to get in a change. It's Parker Gavlis, Dawson Holt, and Ty Prefontaine. Now here's Blake Stevenson moving in for the Mount Royal Cougars. Stops in the corner, inside to Holmes. He fires, great save by Ross. Holmes was right in on net, point blank shot, but number 31 shut the door. Now here's Clay Hannes. He's out there with Bouchard, Ladyman. Stevenson sets up in front of the net. Now it's back to Holmes. Stevenson now back down into the corner. Bouchard goes towards the corner as well to retrieve the puck. Now here's Holmes again from behind the net. Circles around, decides to go for a skate. A huge hit there on Hannes. Now it's Goddard Bouchard again, tried to feed it in front. It went through everybody's feet. Now here's Ladyman back on the near side. Holmes squirts by him. Prefontaine trying to take away the puck. Pillar knocks him into the boards. Prefontaine trying to get it out. Can't quite do it. Now here's Holmes again. Patton's out there now for the Mount Royal Cougars. Comes back to Hannes, who fires it back down low. Bit of a long shift now as Hannes and Holmes have to go off. And John, the Huskies a bit on their heels right now to start this first period.
Yeah, a little bit of sort of like the last series where they got off to a bit of a slow start. They're going to have to get their legs going and maybe dump some pucks and get some physical play going to get everybody going into the game here.
Here's From DeLorme firing it down the ice. Mo chasing after it. He lays a hit there on Mac Rose. Now it's Patton going after it. Another hit there on Rhett Reinhardt as the puck is fired from a sharp angle right to Roddy Ross, and we'll get a face-off to go just over 2 minutes into this first period. The top line for the Mount Royal Cougars includes Robbie Holmes, Blake Stevenson, Carter Bouchard, Clay Hannes, and Michael Ladyman. On the other side for Saskatchewan, Carter Stebbings, Liam Keeler, and Vince Loschiavo, who had the huge goal in Game 2 to send it to Game 3 for the Huskies last week against UBC. Gunnar Kinnerberg and Landon Kozier, the top defensive pairing. Puck comes back to the stick of Rhett Reinhardt, gets it up to Chase Bertholet, looking for his first playoff goal here in this series. Farkas comes out to play that puck. Aquilon out there. Fans want a call. There's Wong battling for it, the former Blade, and now it comes on the stick of Tarswell. Getting it up to Justin Lee's former Saskatoon Blade. Feeds it in front. They score! 2 goals inside the first 3 minutes. It's Josh Tarswell, and Mount Royal has a 2-0 lead.
Well, there's going to need to be a bit of a wake-up call on the bench. You see the Cougars are all over the place. They're bouncing and they're flying. I can see there as you get the replay in-house of where Sorensen got a stick up or a hand up into the face area there, but it's got to be all about what's ahead of you, not what's behind you. Obviously not the start the Huskies wanted, but there's only one way to go, and there's only 20 people that can change it, and they're on the bench for the Huskies right now.
Josh Tarswell with his 4th goal of the playoffs so far this postseason, tops in Canada West, and suddenly the Huskies find themselves on the ropes right away. It couldn't have been a more disastrous start for Saskatchewan, but Mount Royal certainly has come out firing here in this first period. Now Justin Ball tries to swing it back in for the Saskatchewan Huskies. Can't do it, comes outside the line, and it's going to come to Chance Petruic. Feist with the assist, now Ball moving in with Petruic, fires one on net, and that one is tipped up high out of play, and we'll get a face-off just over 3 minutes into the first period. As we get a look at that man right there, Chance Petruic, leading scorer for Saskatchewan in the playoffs so far this season. He's got 3 goals. The only other player in this series with 3 playoff goals coming in, that was Josh Tarswell. He just got his 4th. My goodness. And Mount Royal still firing. They got the puck again. Comes on the stick of Curtis Smythe. Can't quite clear it though, as Parker Gavlis, who got his first ever playoff goal last weekend, fires it back down in. Saskatchewan trying to hold the line. Carter Stebbings going after it, can't quite get it. Now Keeler whips it right back behind the net. Vince Loschiavo, the intended target, couldn't quite get it to him. Saskatchewan manages to hold the line. That one just in behind Liam Keeler as he lays a huge hit on Walker, who scored the first goal only 11 seconds into the hockey game. Now it comes outside the line, and Gavlis has got to grab it once again. Here's Prefontaine firing it down in, and now it's Shane Farkas to come out and play the puck. Over to Blake Stevenson. Saskatchewan had lost only 1 game on home ice throughout the regular season. John, it was to these very same Mount Royal Cougars, so they're familiar with winning in Merlis Belcher Place.
And that was what actually kick-started the Huskies' second half, or carried into the second half, lit the fire under the Huskies back in October.
Josh Pillar goes down. Pillar, one of 8 former Saskatoon Blades playing in this series. Here's Patton getting it over to From Delorme. He fires a sharp angle shot. That one doesn't make it through. And a big hit there down in the corner as From Delorme gets tangled up there with Rhett Reinhardt. Now Feist is just going to fire it back down in for the Mount Royal Cougars as they get some fresh legs out on the ice, and now it's Matt Gross with it for Saskatchewan. Getting it up to their top scorer in the regular season, that's Chance Petruic. Clay Hannes back there to retrieve it for Mount Royal. Physicality starting to up the volume here in this first period as going after the puck there was Zandy, fired it back to Tarswell. He couldn't handle it. Justin Lease out there, and now Petruic gets it over to Trevor Wong, who had that fantastic breakaway goal last Sunday night. Puck going to the back boards now. Dawson Holt couldn't quite get there. Kinneberg tried to hold the line. Now here's Keaton Sorensen going around behind the net. Decides to go for a skate. Huskies change. There's a shot. That one's tipped wide. Kinneberg thought about it for a moment. Now goes back down into the corner. He's harassed by Ladyman. Can the Cougars clear? Can the Huskies hold the line? They do. They get it out. Tarswell flips it back in there. And Saskatchewan's going to change along with the Mount Royal Cougars. With the puck now is Landon Kosher. Canada West All-Star has 2 playoff goals so far in the postseason for Canada West. Now it's Keaton Sorensen one-on-one trying to get there past Curtis Smythe. He couldn't quite do it. And now back the other way come the Cougars. They transition so quickly. This one's offside. They're going to call Von Waterroot, and a face-off coming with 14:16 to go here in the first period. Jackson Emery is down between the benches for us. Jackson, what can you tell us?
Well, you couldn't write it up any better if you're Mount Royal. I mean, you come into an opposing building, it's a sellout crowd here at Merlis Belcher Place, and both coaches, their keys to the game were starting on time and getting the first goal. Obviously, only one team is going to be able to do that and execute it, and so far, Mount Royal has done that flawlessly, and not even 1, 2 goals. They've sucked the life out of the building early on, so now these Huskies are really going to have to rally and come back from a 2-goal deficit. It's not impossible, but it's something that they really need to dig down, and the positive is right now is that there's still chatter on the bench. There's still almost an entire hockey game left. No reason to panic just right now.
In front of a capacity crowd, it's a 2-0 lead for the Mount Royal Cougars. Thank you very much, Jackson Emery, who will be giving us updates throughout the hockey game from between the benches as Farkas comes out to play the puck. Renier lays a huge hit there on Curtis Smythe. Everybody's throwing their weight around. Now it's fired back down in. Farkas has got to be careful because Renier had a beeline for the net to try and grab the puck. Now it's swung all the way down, and Matt Gross is going to retrieve it. It's going to be an icing call, and we'll get a face-off down in the Mount Royal zone.
It's almost as though hockey fans like mean, hard-nosed, and fast hockey like we've seen from the opening minutes. And that includes body checking, but it is not limited to. And that's what I think is so special about Canada West, is you've got the hard work from guys that have played 4 years or 5 years of junior hockey, and now they've matured into their bodies. They're all men now, and so they're putting it all together. Boy, is this going to be a pretty good grudge match here.
The top two teams in Canada West, the division winners going at it. Gross with a shot, and that one just went wide of the net. Holmes trying to clear it out. Saskatchewan's got to try and find a way to get some sustained pressure. Here's some right here. Here's Gross. Fires again. Great save by Farkas. Puck bouncing around in the crease, but the Saskatchewan Huskies can't put it home. There's another chance. Stepping right in front. Puck bounced over the net. Oh my gosh, the Huskies come inches away, but they can't hit the back of the twine. Now here's a centering pass to Stebbings. He can't put it home. Huskies with a barrage of shots and a flurry of pressure, but Shane Farkas has put up a wall, and back the other way come the Cougars. Maybe having a sigh of relief. Here's Holmes to the net. That one is tipped away by Roddy Ross. Wong's going to swing it back out for Saskatchewan. Boy, what a shift there by Carter Stebbings. He had a couple of whacks at it. Point blank range. Another big hit on the other side. And now Roddy Ross has got to be a bit careful there, as bearing down on him was Justin Lees, also a former Saskatoon Blade. Several players are going to be familiar with these parts, as a number of them have played WHL in Saskatchewan or for the Saskatoon Blades right here in the city, as we see Rhett Reinhardt, another former Blade, getting it up to Chance Petruick. He's out there with Josh Pillar and Dawson Holt. Petruick tries to make a move, can't quite get past the defense, and back the other way comes Tristan Zandy. He's knocked off the puck. Now here's Petruick up to Josh Pillar. He's harassed there by Ladyman, who manages to control things down. Now Tarswell's going to try and get it out, and he does. Gunnar Kinnerberg is going to have to reset for the Saskatchewan Huskies. He fires it back in there. Puck rolled in front of the crease, and Ladyman got it out of danger territory. Now here's Aquilon. Feeds it back to From Delorme, who fires. That one doesn't make it through traffic. Chase Berthelot to receive it for Saskatchewan. Now it comes on the stick of Kosier out there with Gunnar Kinnerberg. Can the Huskies transition fast enough? Kinnerberg shoots, and Farkas is going to hold on with Chance Petruick headed right to the net. And a face-off again coming up in the Mount Royal zone.
And I'm just wondering if the Huskies want to get a little more aggressive with their defense. That was a little bit too wide of a gap there, and as we get a look there, Carter Stebbings, great shift, and you could just feel the energy get injected back into the building from that energy shift from Stebbings' line.
Liam Keeler to take the face off for Saskatchewan, trying to win it back to Berthelot. Bit of a scramble for it in the face-off circle. Now here's Keaton Sorensen over to Prefontaine, creating some space. Now over to Gavlis, who shoots. He can't get that one through. Huskies got to be careful, because almost sprung for a breakaway there was Von Wateroo. Now moving in is Clay Hannes, looking for a man to pass to. Now decides to fire it there on Roddy Ross. He makes the save. And back the other way come the Huskies. It's Liam Keeler. He's got Keaton Sorensen and Gavlis behind them. Now it's Sorensen with Gavlis. Sorensen fires. That one goes off the iron. And a whistle goes. We'll get a face-off with 11:05 to go here in the first period. The Huskies putting the pressure on, but as they say, it's a game of inches, and Keaton Sorensen, it looks like, wrung that one, I think, off the crossbar, and it went up into the netting.
Well, and you were talking about it in warm-up, how some of these guys shoot so hard, and I had mentioned too, it's not just the hard shot, it's the release, and boy, well, that was a quick release, kind of reminiscent. You look at a guy like Connor Bedard in the NHL, that's where all of his skill comes from, is that release. It's just a flick of the wrist, almost a flick of the finger, and it's coming at the net.
Yeah, we were noticing it with warm-ups. Chase Berthelot also has a fantastic shot that he can fire to the net like a rocket. Dawson Milliken went down, almost lost it to Renier. Now back to Rhett Reinhardt, over to Matt Gross, who's done a good job this season. Haven't seen a ton of him so far, but on the ice, his defensive play has looked good in a number of situations. Now back to Milliken. He turns it over. Justin Ball, the only man remaining from the last time Saskatchewan made it to the Canada West final. That was back in 2020. trying to hold the line. Renier keeps it in. Saskatchewan, can they do it? No, it looks like Mount Royal's going to get a chance to clear here. As we come up to the midway mark of the first period, and I think some people were maybe a little stunned by the fast start by the Mount Royal Cougars. 2 goals inside the first 3 minutes, and Saskatchewan's playing catch-up right away. This puck fired all the way down the ice. It's going to be Holmes to retrieve it for the Cougars. He's out there with Bouchard and Blake Stevenson, trying to avoid a couple of Huskies. He's got Bouchard there now behind him. Holmes gets in front of the net, now goes behind the net with the puck. Stevenson sets up in the slot area. It goes to the other corner, and Bouchard's going to grab it again. Now Trevor Wong tries to clear. Can Mount Royal hold it in? No, it's going to come outside. That's big for the Huskies. They needed a change to get some fresh legs out there, but back the other way. Bouchard quickly centering pass over to Lees. He can't feather it home, and a broken stick out on the ice right now, down into the corner. Now back behind the net is Bouchard with Zandy there. Switches places. Bouchard comes outside, trying to create some space. Puts it towards the net. Josh Pillar blocked the shot. Zandy still got it. Centering pass. They score! Justin Lees, the former Saskatoon Blade, has his second playoff goal of the postseason, and it's 3-0 for the Cougars.
That's real unfortunate there for Landon Kosher, who I believe blocked a shot earlier in that shift. His stick breaks, so he's in front of the net without a stick. What you want to try and do is call out to your forwards and say, I need a stick in front, for just that reason. He wasn't able to tie up the stick in front without his own stick, and that gives Lees the chance to just, it wasn't exactly the hardest shot, but without a defender with a stick, you're a little bit limited in your options.
Oh my goodness, the Mount Royal Cougars bringing out the firepower. 3 goals in just over the first 10 minutes, and I think the Huskies and perhaps much of this crowd is a little shell-shocked. Holt tries to get through, he's tripped up, and that's going to cause the arm to go up. Saskatchewan's going to go on their first power play of the hockey game as Holt was tripped up, and perhaps a much-needed power play for the home side.
It's going to have to be it's going to not be exactly like your usual power play type of shift. I don't think these guys are going to want to go out there and dipsy-doodle and pass it around the outside. I think you have to light the fire right away, and so it's going to come from shots.
Right now, down between the benches as we have the media timeout, Jackson Emery is with us. Jackson, what's it like down there right now?
Well, to sum it up in one word, shocked. I mean, there's still so much game left, but I don't think anyone had on their bingo card a 3-0 lead for either of these teams, but this is almost as perfect as a period for an away team coming into a building like this for Mount Royal. Like I said earlier, there is still a lot of time left in this game for the Huskies to mount a comeback. They've done it numerous times already this season, and maybe this is exactly what they needed as a little bit of a kickstart to get the crowd into it. They've had chances. Now they can get a little bit more chances, maybe a little bit more comfortable time of possession with a power play. Coming into tonight in the regular season, #1 in Canada West. It was a little bit stale in the first game against UBC, but it found its groove in game 2 and 3. More than ever, they need to find their groove on the power play.
Well, in the playoffs, Saskatchewan's power play percentage, 23% so far. There's a shot on net, rebound in front, but not directed home, and back the other way come the Cougars, 2-on-2. It's going to be Blake Stevenson to put it up high. It goes and hits the glass, and now Mount Royal's got to try and kill this one off, and I'm certain that they won't mind taking off some precious seconds here. Saskatchewan's power play is 3rd among the playoff teams so far this season. By the way, both of these teams were 1-2 in power play percentage, John, in the regular season. Saskatchewan #1, Mount Royal #2, but the Huskies definitely have work to do. It's Liam Keeler getting it over to Dawson Holt. Gets it back to Landon Kosher. He sets up over to Vince Losquiavo. Back down to Holt. Now back to Losquiavo again. Over to Landon Kosher. Back to Petruic. Now Kosher at the point. Losquiavo moves in, fires, rebound is there, but Mount Royal clears it out of danger territory. 1:02 to go in the man advantage for Saskatchewan, their first power play of the hockey game. Gunnar Kinnerberg being harassed there a bit by Tarswell. Now it's Bertholet getting it up to Josh Pillar. And that's going to be offside. I was going to say Josh Pillar streaking in, but they're going to bring it back for a face-off, 50 seconds remaining in the power play.
And that's that neutral zone. That's what we want to watch or avoid if we're Husky fans or if we're Husky supporters. None of that slow coming up the ice and letting a back checker, because these Mount Royal Cougars, they have some water bug legs. They got some speed, so they're going to be applying pressure. You can't come up the ice half speed. You can't do anything half speed in the final round of the playoffs.
42 seconds left in the power play for Saskatchewan. Here's Josh Pillar getting it over to Trevor Wong out there with Justin Ball. Can Ball hold it in? Backhands it over to Wong. He can't get a shot off, but Kinneberg holds it in. Now Ball sets up in front of the net. Back to Wong. Berthelot is there. Kinneberg over to Pillar, and the puck went past his stick and it comes outside. A big hit there as Pillar and Stevenson collide right in front of the Mount Royal bench. But John, I think if you're the Saskatchewan Huskies, you're not giving yourself an A+ on this power play.
Not really, and it starts to leak into the 5-on-5 play, so they're going to have to get right back to work here now that they're even.
Sorensen fires, Farkas makes the save. Good penalty kill by the Mount Royal Cougars. Now here's Wong, puck goes off his stick. Saskatchewan's having a little trouble with the bouncing puck so far tonight. Now it comes onto the stick of Jaden Weens, who gets it across there to Dawson Milligan. He fires it in. Ross sticks out his stick to try and poke the puck away. Good job there. Now here's Gross with it, firing it up, looking for Carter Stebbings, who could have been sprung all alone. Now it's Ethan Renier. Shoots! That one's just wide. Stebbings to go after the rebound. Now it comes back behind the net. Here's Keaton Sorensen. Back to the point. Reinhardt fires, rebounds there. Renier can't find it. And can Weens clear it out? He does. 6:28 to go here in the first period, and we'll get another icing call as the two teams will head back to the other side of the ice. There's Ty Prefontaine for the Saskatchewan Huskies, former captain of the Lethbridge Hurricanes in 2019-2020. 3 times he helped the Hurricanes get into the playoffs, so he's no stranger to high-pressure moments, but the Huskies under pressure to put one on the board here.
Nice release there from Renier. That's what we want to get back to, is just as soon as it got the puck over the blue line, shot. As soon as it's over the blue line, shot. You don't have a good chance, dump and hit.
Loskiavo gets it back, but it's too far for Prefontaine, so Gavlis has to chase after it. 10-6 the shots right now so far in favor of the Cougars. A turnover in the neutral zone. Stebbings tries to swipe it back in. He does. Huskies are offside, though, so they're going to have to come back. That's going to allow Mount Royal to try and set up. Now here's Clay Hannes getting it back to Michael Ladyman, over to Bouchard, who just tips that one. The puck goes up into the crowd. And another face-off coming. As we get a look there at Connor Bouchard for the Mount Royal Cougars. And John, you said he was one player the Saskatchewan Huskies are going to have to watch tonight.
I think I remember it was the October games, and Friday he was absolutely lights out. And then in the Saturday game at the end, the Huskies came away with a 4-3 win. And I thought, oh, there's the break in the armor of Connor Bouchard as they started to get under his skin toward the end of the game. So maybe that's what the Huskies can do, but it'll be pretty hard from a competitor like Bouchard.
I remember thinking, boy, it would be a great series if these two teams met in the playoffs, and we're getting it right now, but it's Mount Royal certainly with the upper hand and looking for a little more. Here's Stevenson up behind the net. Hannes is at the point. Holmes is out there. Now tries to get it back to Stevenson. Prefontaine with it for the Huskies. He gets it up to Petruic, and Saskatchewan's going to clear. A couple of minutes, Saskatchewan has had some sustained pressure, but not a whole lot of zone time. It's come in some spurts, but you think if you're Brandon Cote right now and company, you want to see more pucks get to the net.
And I think there's too many times where a Husky runs into a Husky line mate, whereas the Cougars seem to be in a really good spacing between each other, and they're really plugging up areas without having, two guys way too far back or forwards not back checking quick enough. They're attacking and defending as a 5-man unit.
Spencer Moe tries to win it back for Mount Royal. Prefontaine going after it. Moe manages to win that battle. Tried to backhand it there to From Delorme, couldn't reach him, and now Walker's got to retrieve it for the Cougars. Huskies are on a change as Chase Berthelot, Landon Kosier, and Trevor Wong come out for Saskatchewan. Berthlet fires that one in. Petruik tried to center it, but nobody home. Trevor Wong was a bit too far away, and now Patton's going to come back for Mount Royal. Gets past one, gets past another, tried to get it on net. Cross-ice pass over to From Delorme, but that doesn't work. It's broken up by Kosier, and Saskatchewan gets it all the way down the ice as they'll get some fresh legs out there. Same with the Mount Royal Cougars. Matt Young, John Flatters, Jackson Emery, the rest of our crew here on Canada West TV, presented by BioSteel. Game 1 of your Canada West Men's Hockey Conference Finals. The two top teams in the regular season. Why not? The two top teams meeting in the conference finals this year. And Mount Royal, of course, a huge lift for their program to get here for the first time. Zandy fanned on that one. Wow, it was a great opportunity, but couldn't quite put it away. Now here's Tarswell. Gets it back down low to Zandy. He shoots. Ross makes the save. Rebound is there, and Zandy's still got it. Lee sets up in front of the net. Aquilon fires, and that one's just wide. Tarswell trying the wraparound. Ross doesn't know where it is, and it squirts by him. Now goes behind the net. Oh my, the Huskies close to almost allowing a fourth goal there. Mount Royal relentless with the pressure once again.
And just, it seemed like Ross had a little trouble locating the puck in a couple of little just small junctures of that scramble in front of the net.
Unofficially, the Huskies have climbed back into it in the shot count. In fact, right now it's showing 11-10 for Saskatchewan. Here's Renier. He's knocked off the puck there by Ladyman. Now it comes back to Gavlis. Shoots! That one just missed. Prefontaine with it, getting it back down into the corner. Jarrett Penner out there now for the Huskies. Gavlis avoids one player, decides to take it himself and go towards the net. Big Parker Gavlis tried to center it in front. Couldn't quite get it over to Renier. Ball missed that opportunity, and now Renier's going to get it back to Prefontaine. That one bounced over his stick. It's happened a few times so far for the Huskies tonight. Now Von Waterroot out there with Renier. It's Bouchard who gets it back down behind the net. Stevenson doing battle there with Parker Gavlis. And Huskies, can they clear? No! Here's a feed in front to Waterroot. He fires. Great save by Ross. Von Waterroot was right there on the doorstep. But Ross shut the door, and good thing too, because a 4-0 lead could have been disastrous.
Just more trouble, and again, forwards getting in behind the Husky defense. I don't know what it is. It just feels like they're a little on their heels and waiting for something to happen. And sometimes in a stage of the game like this, you're kind of starting to go for the hope plays, and we saw that with some of the kind of behind the back attempts. It's got to get back to everything on the forehand, north-south hockey. That's what worked for the Huskies when they started getting in behind the defense.
Yeah, we spoke to Brandon Cote this week, and he said the transition game for the Mount Royal Cougars is very, very good, and the Huskies were going to have to remain disciplined on all facets. Now it comes right there to Stevenson, but he couldn't handle the bouncing puck. He was right in a good place in front of the net. Now here's Holmes. He steals that one. Knocked off the puck for a moment there by Stebbings. He manages to fire it down in. Now Kinnerberg going after it with Stevens there and Connor Bouchard. Now here's Smythe getting it back down in behind the net. Kinnerberg forces that issue. Can the Huskies clear once again? Loskiavo and Kinnerberg now grab it. And my goodness, Mount Royal is all over the puck almost every second of this period. And Saskatchewan looks a little disjointed right now. Again, here's Stebbings trying to get up there. He can't do it. And look out, back the other way. Justin Lees fires. Ross makes the save. Here's Tarswell from the point, getting it back down in for the Cougars. It gets on the stick of Matt Gross. He's leveled there. Now another big hit with Tarswell and Stebbings, and Tarswell's going to take it in again for the Mount Royal Cougars. Back to Feist. He fires. That one just missed. Rebounds bouncing around right there in front of the crease. It comes on the stick of Dawson Holt, and he gets it over to Gross, and we have another penalty coming up. Saskatchewan's going to go to the power play. 1:31 to go in the period. Going off for the Mount Royal Cougars, it's going to be Josh Tarswell. And the home side will have the man advantage once again.
Yeah, Tarswell, I mean, the attempt to go for the hit was clean, but he just extended out the leg a little too far there. It wasn't quite as bang-bang or as dirty as some of the plays I've seen in past years in hockey, but definitely one that you want to call. Again, we got to see the Huskies get to work. It's got to be the lunch bucket brigade, not the tea and crumpets out there.
Saskatchewan 0 for 1 so far on the power play tonight. Here's Petruik over to Kosier. That one's blocked, doesn't make it. Another shot from Loskiavo. That one doesn't get by Farkas. Bouncing puck went right past the side of the net. Now from behind the net, It's Keeler getting it back to Kozier. He has trouble with it. Keeler tries to split a couple of Mount Royal Cougars, can't do it, and they manage to clear. They'll have a power play, Saskatchewan will, for the rest of the period. And partway into the second, maybe not ideal with the intermission split there, but they'll do what they can. Now here's Keeler moving up with it. Saskatchewan, not quite desperate times yet, but they do need a goal to try and climb back in this one. Here's Petruik, over to Holt, can't quite handle it. Now back to Petruik. Now back over to Holt. Keeler moves towards the net. Here's Holt, over to Landon Kozier. Looks for some space, now back to Holt. Looking for a lane, cross-ice pass didn't quite work, and look out, can the Mount Royal Cougars make this a 2-on-1? It's gonna be Spencer Moe getting around one defender, he fires, and Ross makes the save shorthanded. Saskatchewan's gotta be careful, that was almost a nice 2-on-1 there with Spencer Moe taking the puck into the Huskies zone shorthanded. By the way, Saskatchewan has already given up a shorthanded goal so far in the playoffs. There's a shot from Pillar, and that one's saved by Farkas. He'll hang on, 8 seconds remaining in the first period.
Oh boy, this is a big finish to the period here, and maybe they can get the shot and the goal that they need, but like you said, Matt, something's gotta happen and quick, and you've gotta start to look at some of your older leaders on the team, and it's gonna be maybe a word in the dressing room or maybe a fire lit under a player who's not had such a good first period, but it's gonna have to come from the leadership of the Huskies.
Wong to take the face off for Saskatchewan. Can he win it back? No. And that's gonna do it. Count down the seconds. That's all for the first period. It's a 3-0 lead for the Mount Royal Cougars. The visiting team definitely in command here in the first period to start this playoff series. 13-12 the shots in favor of Mount Royal, and you can bet that coaches and players on the roadside are very happy with this start to this one so far. It all started with the Kyle Walker goal, only 11 seconds in, and he right now is standing by with Jackson Emery between the benches. Let's go down to Jackson.
Thanks, you guys. Hey, Kyle, it might be the textbook way to start a period on the road. Just take us through that first period.
Yeah, I mean, our main focus, obviously wasn't to score 3 goals. It's nice that it worked out that way. We just wanted to get pucks behind their defensemen, and our forwards have great feet, probably the fastest team in the league, so that was our goal, and just, hard work pays off at the end.
What's the biggest thing going into the second and third period to really keep the momentum and obviously keep the lead?
Puck management, that's all we're looking for. We don't need more offense. Now it's just all about Now it's all just about taking care of our own zone.
Awesome. Hey, thanks. Hey, we're pretty used to that. We've had a couple flub ups. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Back up to you guys.
Hey, Kyle Walker, you got the opening goal. And certainly we thank him for taking some time for our Jackson Emery down there with some post-period comments. Folks, it's a 3-0 lead for the Mount Royal Cougars over the Saskatchewan Huskies. We're through one period here in Game 1 of the Canada West Conference Finals. We'll be back with second period action in a few moments. Don't go away.
Wait a minute, get it how you live it. 10 toes in when we standing on business. I'm a big step. Underground methodology. Top-notch hoes, get the most than the lizard. Straight
Cause sometimes you just feel tired, you feel weak. And when you feel weak, you feel like you wanna just give up. But you gotta search within you. Try to find that inner strength and just pull that shit out of you and get that motivation to not give up and not be a quitter, no matter how bad you want to just fall flat on your face.
Trying to get it up there to Kendry, couldn't quite do it. Now here's a long pass, a breakaway for Petruik, he fires, scores!
Then I'ma stop pinning them and I am not
advantage, Petruik, centering pass, here's a shot, they score!
Venom, adrenaline shot, the penicillin could not get the L in the stop. I'm
For 65 years, we've sown the seeds of Saskatchewan's innovative nature. We have supported farmers here at home and around the world and helped feed the future together. Today, Nutrien is the province's largest private sector employer and the largest producer of potash in the world. Join us as we celebrate 65 years of potash production, as well as the hard work and dedication of the people of Saskatchewan. from Saskatchewan to the world for 65 years.
With the growth of the game, that's what we want for women's hockey, and little boys can look up and say, you know, I want to play in the NHL, and now it's really nice to see that young girls can say the same thing about the PWHL and make a career out of it. My name is Sarah Kendall. I play for the Husky women's hockey team. When I was younger, I didn't have the opportunity to get new gear every year, and coming to Huskies was the first time I actually got brand new equipment, and it's pretty special. I come from a smaller town, and I remember looking up to the AAA girls and being like, wow, you guys are so awesome. I want to be like that. And now that I'm in a role like that, it's very special. I actually chose this career based on some of my experiences that I had coaching younger girls. They kind of opened my eye up to how much I liked working with kids, and yeah, I decided to go into education, and I love it. I think that when you do something, you should give it your all. If I'm going to be a teacher, I want to be able to lead by example, and that's kind of the way I play on the ice. I do my best day in and day out, and hopefully other people can look up to that.
I grew up here on this farm. I'm a fourth-generation farmer. I love taking care of the cows. I know quality of milk that's leaving my farm. Sask Milk is checking to make sure that the product that farmers are sending is of the highest quality.
Get ready, boys!
I'm real proud of everybody in here, okay? We stuck with it, okay? And that's what championships teams do. You bend and you don't break, okay? It's a battle. It's great teams all around at this time of the year. But the little things when it mattered, okay, power play came through again, okay? We've worked on it all year. We've executed. We just have it. You know, it's muscle memory. And even though it wasn't there, they're doing, okay? We were patient and we found our spot. We took advantage of it. And then when we had to buckle down, we did. Boys, you made unbelievable saves to keep it close. Lots of guys stepped up. I can't think of anyone who didn't contribute tonight in the effort. Okay. I thought the pair. I thought Gunnar and Cozy were unbelievable this weekend. But Cozy to me was just dynamic and did everything so.
Set out with the goal at the start of the year. We got one more series to go.
Job Again, enjoy it. We don't need to be doing anything. We gotta hydrate with water and Gatorade and that kind of stuff. Because we got a day off, and then we get back at it throughout the week. Prepare to forever. We'll find out here in probably a minute and a half who we're gonna play. But no matter what it is, we're gonna be ready for them. Okay.
Welcome to Synergy Credit Union, your trusted financial partner right here in Saskatoon. From savings accounts and home loans to supporting local businesses and investing in our youth, we're here for you every step of the way. Plus, with convenient digital banking and a local member contact center, managing your finances is easier than ever. Come visit us. We're here to help.
The Saskatchewan Huskies, they are the #1 seed, and they've been on a mission to get back to the national championship ever since they lost the national final last year. A win tonight, and they can punch their ticket back to the dance.
From right down Main Street.
Lindahl, a lot of contact.
And a Melba. And that gets the whole Huskies bench to their feet. Jeff, Texas, and played in the Canada West Championship. The Dogs are going back to the finals and the national championship.
We do what we do because we love it. There's no way around that. We get up every morning, going out to the barn, knowing that we do this because it's a passion. I can't really describe it any other way.
Going, it just sets the tone for a Game 3 a lot better.
Look at this, a potential turnover. Here's Chance Patruk moving it on net, fires, and great save there by Cole Schwebius. Don't miss. Loskiavo goes off, another shot, rebound in front, puck still loose. Schwebius is down, and it looks like he's got at center ice. Now the Huskies moving again. Another shot, rebound was right there, cleared away from danger territory. And do the Huskies have enough for a 2-on-1? It's Dawson Holt over to Gavlis. He scores! How about that? His first ever playoff goal. That was massive, and now back the other way come the Huskies. It's Josh Pillar, the former Saskatoon Blade. He's got Holt there, and Stebbings. Pillar to Holt in front, he scores! Douglas tried to lay a huge hit on him. Now here's Liam Keeler for Saskatchewan. Careful as Coy had to watch out. Now back to the point. Douglas fires, and Coy holds on. And Douglas going end to end, he scores! Swings it over to the point, and it's going to be Lee once again. Puts it on net, and Coy saw it through traffic as Stebbings lays a hit there on Satra Kang. Loose puck, here's Dawson Holt, centering pass, oh, great save by Schwebius! Tabhoe trying to get it to Latimer. Everybody's starting to throw their weight around. Now Trevor Wong, a long pass, he's onside to the net, scores! But Holt is there to pick it up. And now he swings it over to Kitterberg. Intercepted. Here's McNabb to the net. Fires, rebound in front. He scores! Handle, one-time shot from Atkinson right in front. Great save by Coy. Another shot. They jam at it. Coy is still down. Oh my goodness! Is going to get it out. Big job by Stebbings. Now here's an awesome opportunity for Dawson Holt. Short-handed. He fanned on the puck. Muscle. Kang for the puck, and now here's a foot race. Moving through is McNabb. Can he put it home? No! Holt with Keeler there in front of the net. Loskiavo back down to Holt. One-time shot, and they score! They'll drop the puck. This one, as they say, is going to the Dogs. The mark has bite. Saskatchewan is moving on to the Canada West Conference Finals.
Don't disrespect. I ball handle every practice. Come on, guys. Oh, Gage. Good start. Thank you. That is a good start. Wow. Oh my God. 5. Middle. There you go. Oi. Brick. Yeah, that's me. 5. Ghosting. Ghost me. Yeet. I'm ghosting you. Ghost. Yep, 1. Wow, they're done? Can we get a check on the counting? Nah. That's such cap. Oh God, here we go, boys. I'm a star. Damn, I choked that. Should I start rapping or I'll freestyle? Good circle. I'm gonna call that one when you're behind me. Circle. I've snuck Josh Allen into my mic up 4 times. Josh Allen. Yeah, literally. Any name drop, cut. 1. There you go, Mai. Nice, Mai. Good hit, Mai. Shot. Stay back, Lex. Yep, Gage. Here we go. Go middle. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, Ellie, I got you. There you go.
History happens now resonates with me, thinking that in our day-to-day lives, like what we can do to like shape history and shape the future, because what we do now is somebody else's past, you know what I'm saying? So we could shape the future. One thing I really like to see is all sports, whether that's basketball, hockey, football, just like the black communities really being together as one and being united, almost like a brotherhood or sisterhood, and them like supporting each other for their sports, not just like focusing on the people in their own teams. And I want it to be a welcoming atmosphere. Like I want people who are new and just signed here, I don't want them to feel like outsiders. Like I want us to be one big community, supporting each other, welcoming each other, so nobody's nervous or feel like they're out of place.
Drink BioSteel, the right fuel.
If you come back once play has resumed, please wait for a stoppage to return to your seats to ensure your safety as the ref will leave the ice surface at any time.
Welcome back to Merlis Belcher Place for second period action between the Mount Royal Cougars and the Saskatchewan Huskies. And John, as Jackson said, I don't think anybody expected there would be a 3-0 lead only 10 minutes into the hockey game, but that's exactly what Mount Royal had. And I wonder what Brandon Cote said to his squad in the dressing room.
Well, I wonder if it was similar to what was said in Game 1 of last series, where the Huskies didn't come out in their own barn very well, but hopefully we're going to see a different Huskies team here as they come out for the second.
It started off with a goal only 11 seconds into the hockey game, and since then, Mount Royal has been pretty much relentless on Saskatchewan throughout that first period, and now it's up to the Huskies to try and reset things here and come back and try and climb back into this hockey game. We've seen leads change before. Let's go to Jackson Emery, who's down with the coach of the Mount Royal Cougars.
Thank you, guys. Coach, that was a near textbook perfect road period. Just your thoughts on that opening frame.
Yeah, I got done what we needed to get done, and again, reflective of an excited team that's happy to be here, so now we got to back it up.
What is the main key to really back that up and not let Saskatchewan get back into this and keep that 3-goal lead and even add some cushion to it?
Just keep the pressure on, have a good start here the second period, get into a good rhythm.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Yep.
Back up to you guys.
Great job. Thank you very much, Jackson, and thank you very much, Burke Hilling, in his 11th season of head coach of the Mount Royal Cougars. You know what? He spoke to some Calgary media this week and said, you know what? Semifinal wins don't get you banners. Regular season wins don't get you banners. It's playoff wins that get you banners, and he wants a championship banner, and right now they're off to a pretty good start to try and get one. Saskatchewan will have a short power play here, only about 15 seconds remaining in the man advantage as Berthlet tries to get it for the Huskies. He can't quite do it, and now it's Waterroot going to do battle there with Trevor Wong. Puck flipped up high. Now it comes on to Berthlet's stick, and look out. It's Waterroot. He's got Tarswell with him. Over to Tarswell, and that one's just a bit too far. Again, a glorious opportunity for the Mount Royal Cougars, but Tarswell just couldn't quite reach it. Now here's Berthlet trying to go end-to-end, doing battle with Tarswell. A hit late there on the near side board, and now Hannes gets it out. Going after it is Justin Lees. Tarswell's out there, along with Zandy. Now back down low to Lees. Goes for a bit of a skate, puts it on net, and that one is tipped up high. Doesn't get through. Here's Lees again, down in the corner, centering pass. That one isn't put on net. Now Lees again down in the corner, going after it is Parker Gavlis. Back over to Zandy. Over to Tarswell, he fanned on the puck. And can Saskatchewan clear? No, they can't. Now here's Bouchard, over to Hannes, shoots! Ross makes the save. Hannes grabs the rebound, tried to feed it to someone over at the point, and now here's Liam Keelan. One-on-one with Latham, and Keeler to the net, and that one saved by Farkas. Here's another shot, that one's tipped up high. The shot off the stick of Matt Gross. Here's Stebbing, shoots a one-timer, and Farkas makes the save. Huskies will get a face-off in the Mount Royal end, but the Cougars with swarming pressure to start before the Huskies finally got a shot on goal.
And boy, did Vaughn Waterroot take a massive hit there as he was trying to get that pass over to Tarswell, and a huge chance. And as finally, as you see Keeler there, I like that attitude, driving it to the net. And you know what, when you're down 3-0 and you need a spark, maybe arrive right at the front of the net and see what happens. All of a sudden you lose balance.
Well, and you cause a face-off in the opposing zone. Can the Huskies get some sustained pressure? Reinhardt knocked off the puck there by Bouchard. It's the Mount Royal Cougars that have won those physical battles for the puck most of the night tonight. A big hit there involving Feist and Gross. Now back behind the Husky net, and moving up ice with it is Dawson Holt. He's got Chance Petruick with him. Josh Pillar grabs the puck that went off Petruick. Huskies trying to keep it in. Petruick back to the point. It goes over the stick of Gross. And once again, the Huskies have to reset. They've had trouble a number of times tonight with pucks bouncing over sticks, getting past sticks, fanning on shots. Back the other way comes Holmes. He's got Patton in behind him. Holmes fires. That one's up above the crossbar. Puck swings all the way down the ice to the other side. Smythe is going to go after it. He rings it along the boards to Patton. And now moving up ice with it, Mo got kind of tripped up there. Fron DeLorme was trying to get a hold of it. Now Mo grabs a hold of it once again and gets it over to Kyle Walker, who scored his first playoff goal of the season, fourth of the year, was only 11 seconds in. The former Regina Pat, so he's probably familiar with the hockey community here in Saskatchewan. Fired back down in. Icing is the call, and we'll get a face-off just over 4 minutes into this first period. As we get a look there at a big hit in the corner with Pillar leveling the body against Feist, and then couple of other hits after that, so the physical tempo remains.
And what comes with hits is later there are turnovers, because it forces guys to make decisions a little earlier, knowing that they're either going to get hit or they've been hit before and don't like the feeling of it. So that's what the mentality of a body check does.
Well, and it could be psychological, knowing there's a pair of skates right there. Here's Holt 2-on-1, tried to feed it over to Renier, but that one was stopped. Broken up there by Clay Hannes. Now a cross ice pass to Penner doesn't work, and back the other way come the Cougars. Trying to get it through Gavlis. Can't quite do it that time. Now it's Jaden Weens. He fishes it up, but it's Holt who intercepts that one. Now Patton trying to get it over to Weens. He can't do it. Waterroot takes over. He's got Weens on the other side. Big hit in the corner there as Penner hit Waterroot. Now Hannes on the other side. Milliken's out there as well for the Cougars. Now it comes over to Vaughn Waterroot. Might have some friends in the stands from his days with the Saskatoon Blades. A couple of big winning calls back in his junior years. Now Hannes is going to fire it back down in there. Him and Renier get into a bit of a shoving match in front of the Mount Royal bench. Gavlis going after the puck, and now it comes on the stick of Prefontaine. Bouncing puck over to Chase Bertholet. It goes over his stick. Ladyman takes a bit of a bump from Bertholet, and now it's Aquilon with it. Tried to backhand it outside the line. A big hit there from Milliken on Kinneberg, and back the other way comes Zandy. He's got Waterroot behind him. Zandy, Waterroot sets up in front of the net. Cross-ice pass to Aquilon is intercepted, and now Kinneberg's going to get it back up to Bertholet. He's got Keaton Sorensen there. Now back to Kinneberg. Decides to go for escape behind the net. Centering pass blocked. It was Sorensen sitting right in front of the net. And now Kozier's going to grab it for Saskatchewan. 17-13 the shots in favor of the Cougars so far. Now Justin Lees gets past Sorensen to the net, and that one's intercepted. Trying to feed it in front again, couldn't quite do it, and Wong's gonna come back the other way. Out there with Sorensen. Trevor Wong tries to make a move to get past Feist. Now it gets tied up there on the far boards. Huskies manage to hold the line. It's Rhett Reinhardt. Thought about it for a moment. He's harassed by Stevenson. Reinhardt's doing a good job down there. He's still got the puck. Now Wong gets it back to the other side with Sorensen. Now here's Gross at the point. On net, rebounds there. It went off a leg and finally is shoveled out there by the Cougars. Icing is going to be the call. And we'll get a face-off with 14:31 to go here in the second period. Jackson Emery right now is down between the benches. Jackson, what's the atmosphere out there?
You know what, guys? It's electric on one side of the bench, and it's getting to be a little quiet on the other side. But something already that the Huskies have done a better job at this period is they've come out a little bit stronger. But you got to give credit to where credit is due. The positioning of Mount Royal and their sticks have been in perfect lanes, blocking passes, deflecting the puck all night. That's something they need to continue to do, because as soon as Saskatchewan thinks they have a chance, they either run into a body or there's a stick breaking up a play.
There's Reinhardt. His play right there is broken up, as Jackson just mentioned, and now it's shoveled up to Blake Stevenson, and Jackson's right. Mount Royal has disrupted so many setups and plays for the Huskies this game, and now do we have another penalty coming up as Keeler gets into it there with Blake Stevenson.
This one's an absolute mystery, considering what happened 200 feet away, where two Huskies went down, one getting a stick up in the face, the other getting hit in front of the net. And this one, Keeler goes, and as soon as he puts his hands to tie up his man on the boards, that's when the arm goes up. That's a shocker to me. And there you can see the two guys, one guy behind the net, and here comes the penalty, and you tell me. I don't know.
Well, it's going to give Mount Royal a power play, and my goodness, this could really put the Huskies in a deep hole. Now here's Hannes over to Bouchard. That one just wide of the net. Now here's Bouchard again. From Delorme sets up in the slot area. They jam at it, trying to get it on net, but right there was Ty Prefontaine to sort of knock things out of place and get the puck out of danger territory, but Mount Royal still has it. Here's Hannes. Cross-ice pass over to Bouchard, back to Hannes, now Bouchard again. From the face-off circle he shoots. That one is saved by Ross. It bounced over the net. Now here's Hannes again at the point. Over to Bouchard, back over to Lee, centering pass over to From Delorme, and that one is just a bit too far for him. Now it's swung back over to Hannes at the point from Bouchard. Here's Hannes again, back over to Bouchard, bouncing puck. Now back to Hannes, shoots, and that one's tipped up high into the netting. 1:12 to go in the power play for Mount Royal, and right now the Cougars doing a good job of keeping the pressure on.
And I do like that Huskies penalty kill there, and especially doing keeping themselves in the lanes and not kind of rushing out and trying to get the easy dump in or the easy clear, not leaving your assignment. And I think that's what the Huskies have had to sort of remind themselves all over the place, is go back to doing what you do well, as opposed to trying to kind of make up for lost time or make up for the mistakes that have happened to this point in the game.
This is Mount Royal's first power play of the hockey game. The Huskies so far tonight 0 for 2 on the power play against Mount Royal. They had the top penalty killing percentage in Canada West this season, as Roddy Ross makes that save. So we'll get another face-off with 52 seconds to go in the man advantage for the Cougars.
And you mentioned it, Matt, just all over the ice, the Cougars seem to win the puck battle or the puck races and it eliminates the need to have a puck battle. And so again, if you can get there first, it eliminates a lot of that hard work and that extra work you have to do.
Here's Patton, back to Aquilon. Walker fires. That one just goes up across the above the crossbar. Now here's Aquilon again. Walker fires again, and that one's just up high. Patton gets it one more time. Got Penner on him. Patton decides to go for a skate, moves in on net. That one's just wide. Chasing after it is Kosier. Can he get it outside, or can Mount Royal hold it in? A battle for it down into the corner, and now look at this, a bit of a foot race, and Renier can't quite get there, at least not for the breakaway. Here's Penner, and they're going to say he's offside. Jarrett Penner would have had a great look at the net, shorthanded, but maybe a skate just too far, and they're going to pull it back.
Well, there are two guys I hope we see a lot more of as this game goes on, because with Renier, he was getting the shots that the other players, the more offensive-minded players on the Huskies, should be getting. And Penner's a guy that when you turn him loose on the forecheck, which is exactly what the Huskies need at this point in the game, once they finish this kill, I think those two would be the guys you want to lean on here in the second half of this hockey game.
Yeah, he created some great chances against UBC last weekend. Cole Sweebius stone cold stopped him on a goal that everybody thought was a sure thing for the back of the net. Now here's Stevenson, fires a sharp angle shot. He can't get it there. Hannes back down behind the net. Stevenson again, playing tag there with Bouchard. Hannes on the other side. Holmes sets up in front of the net. They feed it to him, and that one's tipped up above the net, and now back to the hands of Bouchard. Trying to make Keeler miss. Bouchard swings it over, and it's past Ladyman and Holmes, so Mount Royal will have to regroup. That's it for the power play, so the Huskies, job well done on the penalty killing unit. But Mount Royal still has it in the Huskies' end. Now here's Ladyman pinching in. Holmes is out there in the slot area. Ladyman shoots. That one's too high. It goes back to the other side. Now it's rung down low to Zandy with Holmes right there in front of the net again. Milliken sets up. Now comes back to the point, too far for everybody, and the Huskies get in a desperately needed change. Hannes is going to try and transition quickly for the Cougars. Gets past one, gets past two, trying to get past the third, centered it in front and hold. That one was tipped right to Roddy Ross. Good thing he got the pad down just in time. Mount Royal still with the puck, and they managed to keep it in the Huskies zone again. Now finally Chase Bertholet gets it out for Saskatchewan. Up there with Trevor Wong. He's got Stebbings with him. Wong reverses position, now gets it back down low to Stebbings. He's checked into the boards, now back to Parker Gavlis. Swings it down low, it's Vince Loschiavo going after it. Smythe is right on him. Here's Wong in a battle with Walker. Water tries to get it outside, he can't do it. Now it's forced the other way for Smythe, and he's gonna feed it up to Milliken. The Cougars clear once again. Now Milliken moving through, one-on-one with Gavlis, backhanded it towards the net. Now a great chance in front, Ross makes the save, rebound is there, but it's pushed away by Stebbings. Mount Royal still got it though. There's a shot from Feist, and that one's blocked by Stebbings. Feist has still got the puck, great effort there. Finally it comes on the stick of Trevor Wong, who tried to feed a cross-ice pass, but Feist blocked that one too. Wong makes a nice move, fires, and that one's just up high. Puck bounces off the glass into the back of the netting. Boy, nice move there by Trevor Wong, getting past a couple of defenders, but can't beat Farkas.
And turning on the jets was what worked for Wong in that shift. Once he got up to full speed, that's when things started to work for these Huskies. Look at that dangle to the inside, then back to the outside. And he just, I think, might have got a stick on his stick or the puck in up on the roll or up on its edge.
Right now, both teams headed to the benches for the media timeout. We're going to head to the benches too, because we got Jackson Emery there down there. Jackson.
Yeah, thanks guys. Lots of communication between both benches, really emphasizing on Mount Royal's end to keep doing what they're doing. We've talked about it all night. Great sticks in the lane, and they have been well positioned. They're a team that plays with possession, and they are the best team in Canada West when it comes to the possession game and having possession of the puck. The Huskies like to score goals off the rush, and we've seen how many chances that they've had coming down on the rush where they haven't even been able to get a pass through, let alone a shot. That last chance from Trevor Wong, he's able to make a couple nifty moves, but other than that, that has been the best chance that they have had coming down the rush so far. You're going to expect a lot of adjustments. Mount Royal's going to make adjustments as well. It'll be interesting to see how both teams can react on the fly with exactly half a game left to go here inside Merlis Belcher Place.
Thanks very much, Jackson, and you're right. The Huskies are going to have to find a way to adjust and find a way to beat Shane Farkas, who is pitching a shutout so far midway through the hockey game. Again, the Saskatchewan Huskies only lost one game at home during the regular season. That was to these Mount Royal Cougars, and that was also a shutout, a 4-0 win for Mount Royal back earlier on last year. Here's Walker going after it. Back down in the corner, he's got Just Pillar tangling him up. Now it's Zandy back into the corner. Now over to the point. There's a shot on net, and Ross has got that one. He hangs on with the glove. And we'll get a face-off in the Husky zone with 9:32 to go here in the second period. You're looking right now at Justin Lees. He had the series-clinching goal last Sunday against Alberta. You know, he said this week that getting to the final is a big step for the hockey program. He also played a season with the Saskatoon Blades in 2022-2023 and was on that team that reached the WHL Eastern Conference Finals that season. So Justin Lees knows playoff hockey. So the lineup to do the face-off, 23-13, the shots in favor of the Cougars. There's a centering attempt, it doesn't go through. Now another centering opportunity, puck bouncing up near the blocker area of Ross. It goes on the side of the net. And my goodness, Mount Royal is firing pucks on the net from just about everywhere.
And it just seemed, when I went back and looked at the heat map from the first period, you can obviously tell that's where the Cougars want to get to, is every shot, seven of their shots were within a stick length of the blue paint. Two of them obviously goals. You take a look at the other end from the Huskies in the first period, more of the same, where their closest two shots were further away than the furthest of the Cougars. So just not getting into the dirty areas, the Huskies aren't, and the Cougars absolutely have been.
Gavlis manages to get it out to Jared Penner. He's out there with Ball. Now Penner trying to make a move. Justin Ball, it goes off his stick. Penner now down into the corner. Ball and Renier start to pitch in for Saskatchewan. Now it comes on the stick of Ball, back to Parker Gavlis. Now back over to Ball, he's being chased. He swings it back down to Renier, who's behind the net, going 1-on-2. Now back to Jared Penner, over to the point. Now over to Gavlis, tips it into the slot area. Ball couldn't feed it to the net. Now here's Penner once again. He's tied up there by Smythe. Penner going after it one more time. Manages to retrieve it, and this one gets caught up on the stick there of Patton, and he's going to manage to clear it for the Mount Royal Cougars as Walker and Penner, I'm not sure if they had some words as Penner was headed to the bench, but nonetheless, the pressure is snuffed out by the Cougars, and the Saskatchewan Huskies got to regroup again. Now Mount Royal with an excellent chance. Here's Hannes with the shot. Rebound is there. They backhand it towards the net. Puck didn't make it home, and now back come the Huskies. Is it a 2-on-1? Now 3-on-1. Here's Wong. Waits. Feeds in front. Berthlet backhands it. Oh my goodness, they could not convert. But Wong has still got it. Makes another move, trying to get past a couple of defenders. Couldn't do so as Weens managed to break up that play. He sends it over to Water it. A 3-on-1 for the Saskatchewan Huskies, and didn't really get a shot on net. Now here's a shot there. Weens hoping to grab the rebound, can't do it. It's swung out by the Huskies. 7:45 to go here in this second period. Saskatchewan's had a few chances, but I would say time of possession in the opposing end has to go to Mount Royal so far in this second period. Doing battle on the near side is Wong. Berthlet up there along with Keaton Sorensen. Wong takes a huge hit there from Dawson Milliken. And they'll bring the puck back for a face-off in the Husky zone.
This one's going to be a challenge. Wong, that was a long shift and an absolute empty the tank shift from him. I would hazard a guess close to a minute plus and 2 end-to-end rushes. He's been trying anything he can to get the Huskies back into the game, and he's starting to maybe approach that too much, where you try to do too much and to get too pretty. I think simplifying his game with that same effort is going to be what they need.
Holmes fired it on net. Ross made the save. Now here's Stevenson with it on the far side. Aquilon's out there with Bouchard. Now here's a shot. That one is tipped up high from Feist and Feist, and now back the other way come the Huskies. Here's a long pass. They tried to feed it for Sorensen, but it went over his stick. He had Feist right on him. Now Sorensen feeds it in front. Berthlet fires. Puck is right there. He had Farkas beat, but the puck just dribbled wide of the net. Now here's Kosier feeds in front again over to Keeler. He can't quite handle it. And Stevenson's going to come back the other way with Holmes. Out there with Bouchard. Holmes shoots. Rebound in front. That one's cleared away. Can the Huskies transition quick enough? No. Smythe does a good job of keeping it in for the Cougars. Now who's Bouchard? Behind the net. Shot right there. That one is tipped aside. Mount Royal maintains possession. Here's Bouchard again. That pass is intercepted. And now moving up with it is Loskiavo with Carter Stebbings. Feeds it into the corner. Keeler's going to go after that one. Now the puck comes out to the stick of Tarswell, who scored earlier on in the first period. Josh Tarswell moving through, trying to get past Stebbings as the Mount Royal Cougars are on a change. Here's Prefontaine feeding it back the other way to Parker Gavlis. He's tied up there, and Stebbings trips that puck up. It doesn't go out though. Tarswell once again. Now behind the net, wraparound opportunity. Ross makes the save, bouncing puck, and it is handled by Ross as there's a bit of a skirmish there with Vince Loskiavo and Justin Lees, and we'll get a face-off with just under 6 minutes remaining here in the second period.
And I think just what the doctor ordered, and we'll see as the Huskies do make a change, they're going to send out Pillar. And is that Keeler and Holt for a D-zone face-off? I was going to say I want to go right back to that Renier-Penner thing. That worked. They were playing in the offensive zone. Sure, they didn't get 10 or 12 shots, but that's the zone that you want to be playing in when you're down 3-0. The offensive zone, creating chaos and turnovers.
Well, Jared Penner has created some chances, but nobody from Saskatchewan has beat Farkas yet. Shot right off the draw from Lees, and that one is wide. Here's Milliken getting it back down low. Rings around to the other side. Now Haddis going after it. Huskies still can't clear as Zandy flips it right back in. Here's Reinhardt now for Saskatchewan. Huskies are finally going to get it out. Almost went off the stick there of Petruic, but he finally got just enough on it. Now here's Pillar. Gets it back to Petruic. Holt is out there as well. And Farkas is going to hold on there. 5:25 to go here in the second period. 30-14, the shots in favor of the Cougars right now, and that's a teeter-totter that's got to flip for the Huskies if they want to get back in this game.
Yeah, it was this period where the Huskies had the lead in shots, and I just noticed on that last shift, boy, every time you look at a Husky player's skates, both skates on the ice stationary, every time I've been looking at a Cougar's skates, they're always moving, their feet are always moving, and that's where they're winning these loose puck races.
Here's Holt with it behind the net. Feeds it over to Kosier, he fires, scores! The Canada West All-Star, Landon Kosier with his third goal of the postseason, and the Huskies are on the board.
Copy-paste that one right there, just a shot toward the net from a D-man who gets it off his stick in a hurry. Nothing fancy, no buttering the toast, get it to the net, and I think it was a little bit higher, maybe through traffic, as you can see, made a bit of a glove save on it, did Shane Farkas, but didn't get good connection, and that's absolutely what the Huskies needed, and now let's see if they can add 2 shifts to that one and make it a combo.
That's a big goal for Saskatchewan to claw right back in it, now only down by 2. It's a 3-1 lead from Mount Royal, and now the fans starting to get back into it with just over 5 minutes to go here in this second period. Landon Kosier has been a sniper so far for the Huskies in this postseason. He has been lethal with the stick, and that time he beats Farkas once again. And Saskatchewan may be looking for more. Here's Renier moving through, fires a sharp angle shot, he scores! How about that? His first ever Canada West playoff goal, and the Huskies strike again.
And go figure, look what lines out on the ice, forcing turnovers in the neutral zone, getting shots, getting rebounds, but the line right there with Renier, Ball, and Penner, and just like that, like you said 2 seconds ago, life now breathed into this building.
A huge goal, the Huskies with 2 quick markers, and now they're only down by 1. It's a 3-2 lead for the Mount Royal Cougars, and just like that, Saskatchewan has started to flip this script a little bit, and it's starting to get a little bit loud here in Merlis Belcher.
And all it was, there was no dipsy doodle, no toe drag. Jarrett Penner wins a loose puck battle, forces a turnover, gets his arms and his reach. He's obviously got the reach. That's what got the puck behind the blue line. Then he forced it all the way down, forced the turnover, and the Huskies were able to jump on it. You gotta get that and focus on that for the next 18, 22 minutes here of this hockey game.
And to the roar of the crowd, they announce Renier is the goal scorer for Saskatchewan, the 5'9" man from Prince Albert. And the energy has started to amp up here in the final 5 minutes of this second period. The Huskies with 2 quick goals.
And neither of them a highlight reel, but you know what? The fans love it just the same.
Well, that's what they say. It doesn't matter how you hit the back of the net as long as you do so, and the Huskies are charging hard late in this second period, and we talked about it. Sometimes you just got to get some pucks to the net. Now here's Gavlis once again, back down low to Trevor Wong. Over to Chase Berthelot. He does battle there with Ladyman. Now the fans chanting, "Let's go Huskies," as they start to get back into it and see some life in this Saskatchewan team. Here's Gavlis getting tied up down in the corner there with Bouchard. And Chase Berthelot's going to take it again for Saskatchewan. With some speed, he's got a hard shot too. He fires it down in there. Aquilon's going to go after it. Saskatchewan is on a change. Now here's Reinhart with it. The former Blade moving it up ice. He's still looking for his first Canada West playoff goal. Now it comes onto the stick of Keeler. Carter Stebbings doing battle there with Aquilon. Los Schiavo down in the corner. He pinches in to help. It comes on the stick there of Tarswell, and he's going to flip it up inside, and it's going to go all the way down the ice. Gross has got to be careful, as bearing down on there was Tristan Zandy. Now it comes outside the line. A big hit there on Stebbings from Justin Lees as he goes down. Now here's Keeler with it across the blue line. They're going to say he's offside. Oh, and Keeler doesn't like it. He's pleading his case to the officials, and we'll see on the replay. It was pretty close.
And it's about possession. I think he had possession, and it was close, like you said, but I don't want to see a player on my team with his butt to the offensive goalie waiting for the puck. Come up together. Let's not be waiting at the blue line for the cherry pick goal. Let's do it like Penner did and have 5 guys dump it in behind and get on our race. That's what's going to work. It worked for the Huskies the last 2 times they scored. We can't go back and forth to dipsy doodle and fancy hockey. Rough and tumble is the way it's going to work here for the Huskies.
Here's Patrick trying to fire it on net. He can't get it past Walker. Smythe getting it around the other side. Kozier going after it. Now it's kept in by Chaz Patrick. Right in front of Pillar. Here's Holt with a great chance, and Farkas made the stop. Excellent opportunity for Holt right in front of the net, and how did Farkas get over just in time? A fantastic save. Now here's Pillar. He's knocked off the puck. Patrick gets it back to the point. It's Landon Kozier. Cross ice pass to Kinneberg. Now inside to Dawson Holt. Fires it on net looking for a tip in. Nobody there. Now Kozier swings it back to Holt again. Over to Josh Pillar. Shoots. That one's just up high. Here's Kozier with it one more time. Feeds it in front. And Patrick is knocked down. Couldn't quite handle it. And Mount Royal's going to clear. Look how Mo was looking to be sprung for a 2-on-1. Now here's Von Waterhout. Over to Mo. Puts it on net. That one goes wide. Comes outside the line again. 2 minutes remaining here in this pressure-packed second period that has seen the Huskies grab a couple of quick goals and climb right back in it, but it's still a 3-2 lead for the Cougars. Now here's Holmes. Tried to get it over to Stevenson, and Kinneberg did a good job of breaking that one up. Now Kozier takes a swipe at it. Huskies desperate to try to get this one out, and I think we might have another penalty coming up. I'm not sure. It looks like it, as Dawson Holt is going to go off. The Mount Royal Cougars were pointing right away at Dawson Holt, and it's going to be a critical power play for the roadside.
It was straight out, and if he was to watch that one on film, he'd realize he had a little space to move. And again, I think the Huskies are just trying to make the plays with their stick and their hands, and they're forgetting about those legs whenever they get into trouble. That's what's happening.
Holmes gets it back to Bouchard. Mount Royal hoping to restore the 2-goal lead with a critical power play late here in the second period. Here's Lees. Fires it cross ice right in front of the goal crease. Nobody there. Now it comes back to Hannes. Back down low to Holmes. Now back to Hannes again. Looks, waits, feeds it over to From Delorme. Now it's Hannes again, shoots, and Ross flashes the leather there, snipes it out of the sky. And with 1:34 to go in the man advantage, but 1:16 left in the period, we'll have a face-off in the Husky zone. The Cougars will have the power play for the rest of the period, barring another penalty.
And I think the Huskies are happy. If the Cougars, they really seem static and not moving out there in their power play. I know you don't want to sort of float around and kill 10 seconds, but I would have thought with such a good skating team, they'd have more movement to their power play setup.
Here's Bouchard, gets it over to Hannes. Cougars start to set up. Hannes shoots, and that one's tipped up into the netting. So another face-off coming. 1:27 to go in the man advantage. It's going to spill into the third period. Clay Hannes right there, born in Minnesota, played with the Portland Winterhawks, was a WHL US Division first team All-Star in 2022. And that year he was a plus 34 on the ice. That's incredible. So they light the lamp a lot when he's out there. Here's Hannes with it right now. Out there with Holmes, gets it back over to Holmes. He switches places. Now over to Bouchard. Goes for a skate. One-time shot, and that one missed. Lee still has it for the Cougars. Here's Bouchard moving through. Tried to get it down low to From Delorme. Bouchard with it one more time in the corner. Now back over to Lees. Goes for a skate, try to create some space. Cross-ice pass. Now another cross-ice pass over to Lees. He couldn't pull the trigger. Now here's Bouchard with it. One-time shot. That one doesn't get through. It was Gavlis who blocked it. Holmes gets roughed up there behind the net. Cougars still got it in the zone. Less than 30 seconds to go in the period. Here's Bouchard with it once again. Switches places with Hannes. Goes for a skate, feeds it over to From Delorme. Now it's Holmes with it. Back to Bouchard behind the net. He's tripped up there by Gavlis. Now it's From Delorme going after it. Only a few seconds remaining. Can Mount Royal get another shot off? And Prefontaine, I think, is going to try and tie it up. Here's a chance right in front. I don't think Lees realized that time was running out, and the buzzer goes. That's all for the second period. The Cougars threatening on the power play, but the Huskies hold the line, and it's a 3-2 lead after 40 minutes. Johnny, some quick thoughts from you.
I really like that late block there by Parker Gavlis, that whatever it takes mentality on the penalty kill, blocking the shot with his leg. That's what it takes.
Well, right now the Huskies heading into the locker room, a much better score for them right now, down by 1. Jackson Emery is standing between the benches with Justin Baum.
Thanks, you guys. Justin, after that first period, you guys come out maybe a little flat to begin the second, but you get 2 much-needed goals. Just your thoughts on your team's response in that second.
Yeah, it's huge. It's right what we needed. You know, I have all the confidence in the world. We have this game. We just got to keep fighting it and keep being all over them, really.
What would be the biggest key going into this third period? 20 minutes is a long time, and you're down by 1. What does the team need to do?
Just leave it all out on the ice. Honestly, that's about it. You know, like our structure, all that means nothing if we're not going to come in and play hard the whole time.
Thanks, Justin. Good luck.
Thank you.
Back up to you guys.
Well, some wise words there from the man who has the most experience out of anybody on either side. So after 40 minutes of play, the Huskies claw back, but it's the Cougars that have a 3-2 lead. We'll be back with third period action in just a few moments. Don't go away.
Wait a minute, get it how you live it. 10 toes in when we standing on business. I'm a big star. Underground methods, top-notch hoes, get the most, not the lizard. Straight terror.
Send a message to the rest of the league that we're here waiting for.
Josh Miller, the former Saskatoon Blade, he's got Holt there, and Stebbins, Miller to Holt in front, he avoids one player, now spins around again, nice move. Now here's Kosher firing from the slide, he scores! Now Trevor Wong, a long pass, he's onside to the net, scores! How about it? The fan favorite. Petruik with it again. The Huskies still with the man advantage. Petruik, centering pass, there's a shot, they score! Vince Loskiavo, his 8th career playoff goal, and the Huskies have the go-ahead goal with less than a minute left.
There's always those jitters when you walk out onto the court and you get to see your friends, family, community members, people who have supported you through, you know, your entire life, and you get to be able to kind of showcase your talents with your teammates. My name is Gage Grassick, and I'm on the Husky women's basketball team. If you would have asked me 15 years ago in elementary school, you're going to be playing on one of the best, you know, university basketball teams in Canada West, led by the best coaching staff in youth sports, I probably would have, you know, laughed in your face and said that's impossible. But now it really is possible. Investing in women's sports is just something you can never lose on. You strive for perfection on the soccer pitch, the volleyball court, the basketball court, and that translates into real life. One of the best quotes that coach has always said is, what is going to be your impact once you leave this team? How are you going to impact the community? What are you going to do to make someone else's day better, or to make something happen?
You know fit to understand how I go fit make demands when you got it all in you. I got us there only few like you. The world may be blind, but I may see glory. Perfect, you're perfect. They don't know the story. Existentially beautiful. You're special. You were it. Unphantomable angel, you got this, you got that. Magic, this love it feels like magic.
The Huskies win another one.
Love it feels like magic.
For the majority of my youth career, I was coached by males, I trained with males, I was often the only female on my team. So I think it's really important for there to be female representation in sports at a high level, because I honestly didn't know what there was out for me until I got to later years in high school. My name is Anna Oliver. I am a Husky athlete for the women's soccer team. It's really empowering for any female athlete that is trying to pursue their athletic goals at a higher level to see that there are people that care and there are people that want to invest in women's sports and cheer for women's sports. To see that come back and directly influence me, both in my academic and athletic pursuits, just felt grateful for the support of the community in making that funding happen. We've seen this past 2 years, what happens when you give the funding and the recognition women's sports deserves, how many people go to games and how widely these games are watched. And it's really painting a picture for young female athletes of where they can be if they put their mind to it and they keep working hard at it.
You know what you do.
Drink BioSteel, the right fuel.
What does it take to become a champion? Is it the countless hours in the gym? Is it the months of preparation? Is it the weight of expectations? Or is it knowing that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts? It doesn't get easier, you just get stronger. entitled to nothing, hungry for everything.
When you put in so many hours towards training and coaching and competing, and then you finally see some of it start to pay off, it's definitely motivating and makes me want to continue to keep pushing myself. My name is Sarah Schwab, and I'm on the Huskies women's track and field team. We train 2 hours a day, Monday to Friday, and then after that, I usually go and lift and then go home and try to do some schoolwork and get up and do it all again. I think investing in female athletes in women's sport is super important. For me, it's allowed me to be driven and be super dedicated and putting time into myself and bettering myself, but those are life skills that I've taken outside of the track and been able to apply them into school and other aspects of my life. Coming here, I've learned that it is much more than just an individual sport. There's a very big team aspect to it. We all come together and train together every day, and we're all pushing each other. And when it comes to competing and running, it is individual, but your teammates are always there pushing you and cheering you on. And in the end, to be able to win the big championships, we have to score points as a team. That funding has allowed opportunity for us to continue to push the level of success in our sport and to continue to be able to excel.
Welcome to Synergy Credit Union, your trusted financial partner right here in Saskatoon. From savings accounts and home loans to supporting local businesses and investing in our youth, we're here for you every step of the way. Plus, with convenient digital banking and a local member contact center, managing your finances is easier than ever. Come visit us. We're here to help.
Everyone comes from different backgrounds and everyone has different challenges. So I feel like if we can invite coaches into situations where they can learn how to coach Black individuals or Black youth, I think it'd be very important, especially for me, knowing if I had a coach who had experience with kids like me, it would be more inviting if I knew that coaches were learning about other tactics and how to deal with Black youth. Seeing you and your coaches, or seeing that you can become them, is a very important step. Lex, he understands my situation and he's always there to talk to. You definitely feel a sense of connection because you know that he's been in the same situation you have been. And that for sure reassures you that you can bypass whatever situation you're dealing with at the moment and you can surpass it and become even better. Talking to him has definitely been a great outlet, and I hope that a lot of young Black athletes get to experience situations like that for sure.
For 65 years, we've sown the seeds of Saskatchewan's innovative nature. We have supported farmers here at home and around the world and helped feed the future together. Today, Nutrien is the province's largest private sector employer and the largest producer of potash in the world. Join us as we celebrate 65 years of potash production, as well as the hard work and dedication of the people of Saskatchewan. From Saskatchewan to the world for 65 years.
We do what we do because we love it. There's no way around that. We get up every morning, going out to the barn, knowing that we do this because it's a passion. I can't really describe it any other way.
So like when I think of legacy, I also think of the mentors that I had in the past. Kwame, Ike, you know, like they were like my mentors, and like seeing the legacy that they left behind and how they left the program, and also like how they express themselves, and also bringing what they knew, their heritage, to the game and everything like that. Like I strive to do the same thing. So in terms of my background, like the experiences that I had, where I've lived, what I've seen, I try to bring that forth and like leave it for the younger generations. I try to mentor them as best as I can and tell them like, this is what I've seen, how I've handled situations, how when different things arrive, like this is what I would do. But you know, like you can kind of put your own twist in it and maybe do this and that. In the village that I'm from, it's Mwezetu in Nigeria. The roads are like not really established. My dad and his brothers, they've been like kind of reforming the village. So like they've been tarring the roads and like building houses and stuff like that. I'm hoping like with my engineering degree that I can take what I learned, my experiences, back to Nigeria as well, do my youth service. And once I do that, then I can continue building what my dads and uncles have built upon as well. You know, help the community and help the general environment there.
I grew up here on this farm. I'm a fourth-generation farmer. I love taking care of the cows. I know quality of milk that's leaving my farm. Sask Milk is checking to make sure that the product that farmers are sending is of the highest quality.
Welcome back to Merlis Belcher Place. Well, it took over 30 minutes, but the Saskatchewan Huskies finally solved Shane Farkas on the other side of the ice and clawed back. They were down 3-0. It's now 3-2. Mount Royal still holds the edge after 40 minutes of play. And John, going into this third period, if you're Mount Royal, the plan to try and hang on.
Well, if you're Mount Royal, like they said after the first period, we've got enough to win, and it's kind of an odd thing to say after 20 minutes of play, but mentally you have enough offense to win, so all you have to do is take care of things in your own end, and that's, I think, what they meant.
Well, Jackson Emery is down with the head coach of the Saskatchewan Huskies. Perhaps we'll hear a little bit of that conversation. Here's Jackson.
Thanks, you guys. Brandon, maybe not the best start in that first period, but a nice response with 2 goals in the second. What do you think of the second period?
I thought we responded well. We're pushing. A few bad bounces in the first, maybe not as detailed as we like, but we're going. That's what good teams do. We find a way, so we'll see what happens here in the third period.
20 minutes left. What's your big message to the guys going into this final period?
Just keep pushing, playing the right way. Be patient, take advantage of our opportunities. We had them hemmed in there for a while there, almost tied it, so let's keep the momentum going.
Thanks, Brandon. Good luck. Back up to you guys.
All right, thanks very much, Jackson, and thanks very much, Brandon Code, for giving us a few seconds of your time in between periods. So we'll set the scene here for you. Heading into the third, Mount Royal's going to have a very short power play of about 18 seconds before we'll go back to 5-on-5. And now it's up to the Huskies to try and grab one more goal to try and level things up here in this third period. Or can the Cougars hang on for their first ever Canada West Championship game victory as they'll bring things back to the other side of the ice for a face-off just a few seconds into this third period. 31-18 the shots right now in favor of the Cougars, so they still lead the shot count. Now puck is flipped up to Holmes. Nice bounce off the glass. He grabs a hold of it. Over to Stevenson. He shoots, and that one whizzed just wide of the net. Now back down low, it's Bouchard. Puck rings around the boards. The point pass over to Walker gets underneath his stick, and the Huskies are going to change along with the Mount Royal Cougars. Now moving through is Zandy. Out there with Lees. Zandy centering pass. That one bounces over Roddy Ross's stick up high, and Saskatchewan manages to clear. Here's Loskiavo. A nice feed up to Keeler to the net, and Farkas stopped that one. Now back the other way comes Tarswell. He can't handle it. Liam Keeler, he's not afraid to drive the net, John. We've seen that so many times this season.
Well, it's a mentality thing. You're willing to go all the way to the goal line to ensure that it's going to go in the net, and you don't usually get rewarded, but it's a thing about, it just shows that you want to go to the dirty areas.
Here's Josh Pillar moving over to Chance Petruick. Petruick lost the handle. It swings around to the other side, and Matt Gross is going to nicely pitch it back down low to Josh Pillar. Lost control of it, and From DeLorme is going to steal it for the Cougars. They're going to clear. Now here's Spencer Moe. Back down over to Ladyman, up to Clay Haddis. He fires it down in, and they're going to call the Mount Royal Cougars offside. Just less than 2 minutes into this third period. You're looking at that man there, Clay Haddis. Was tops in the conference in regular season play with 43 points. He is the 4th straight Mount Royal Cougar player to win Player of the Year honors. So, John, Mount Royal has churned them out pretty good over the last number of years.
Yeah, you've got a forward in Bouchard. You got a D in Hannes. Yeah, that's a pretty solid grapevine from the Mount Royal Cougars.
Here's Wong along the far side. Gets tied up a little bit by Moe. Berthelot fanned on a shot towards the net. Now here's Wong again with it in the slot. Fans on the puck. Another shot, and Farkas holds on there. Sorensen was standing right in front of him, so good thing he held on. And another face-off coming in the Mount Royal zone.
Couple of funny bounces for Trevor Wong in this game. He's no shortage of effort. You can't fault the effort, but just every shift, it seems like at the end of it, he's shaking his head just at what could have been on some of the unfortunate bounces or that kind of thing. He's got a 1 in 4 shots, scores a goal, so I want to see him direct everything to the net.
Kosher fires one on net. That one is blocked, and now here's Stevenson. Gets one on Ross, and he's not going to take any chances with Robbie Holmes making a beeline to the net on him. Blake Stevenson, the man on your screen, played for the Calgary Hitmen, third-year player, 7 goals and 2 assists on the season. Still looking for his first playoff goal this year. Tries to win the face-off back. Here's ball for the Huskies. Can he clear it out? Not quite. It's shoveled right back in there by Holmes. Now here's Kinnerberg. Holmes gets it down into the corner. Now Bouchard, one-on-one with Renier. Stevenson's there. Bouchard loses the handle on it. Good job by Renier. Nice stick there. And back the other way comes Justin Ball with some numbers. Lost it for a moment. It went off his stick. Walker got a hold of it. Now here's Jared Penner. Boy, he's been smelling a goal so far in the playoffs. Cross ice pass over to Renier. He found on the one-timer. Back down in the corner. He had a good look, but didn't get any mustard on it. Saskatchewan, can they keep it in? Gavlis trying to hold the line. Now here's Keeler. He fires. That one's blocked. Keeler again with it. Circles around behind the net. Back to Gavlis with a one-timer, and that one doesn't make it through. Farkas putting up a wall there. Gavlis still trying to hold the line. Huskies trying to make a change as Penner's going to come off and Loskiavo comes on. And look at this. I don't know if anybody saw the puck turned over right there, but whistle goes, and
but that didn't, it hit the referee's skate or the linesman's skate near the bench, and so usually if it hits the player's skate and they have 6 on the ice, then you can call it, but I think that hit the linesman, and so this one probably should come back to center ice.
And the officials having a discussion right now.
And once again, there's my favorite line out there showing up on the replay action. And again, it's so simple that you would think everybody knows it, but north-south hockey, speed, and getting pucks in behind the defense. And just another thing, Matt, just interesting from the second period, you would think as the Huskies finally get 2 goals, they must have had a whopping amount of chances. They only directed 10 pucks toward the net.
Well, the fans don't like it. They think play should have continued. But nonetheless, they do the face-off in the Husky zone, so it's Prefontaine now back on the other side. Weens tried to fire a shot and feather it through. That one bounced up high, it went wide of the net. Now it comes out to Loskiavo, who gets it cross ice, and Prefontaine's going to shovel it in for the Huskies. Him and Hannes, a big collision there on the near side. Now Stebbings gets a little roughed up. Here's a centering pass over to Stebbings. That one went right by him. Gross fires. That one's blocked. Loskiavo still setting up right in front of the net. Tried to feed it home. A backhand shot. That one didn't get past Farkas. And now Ladyman, can he bank it off the boards and get it up out? Yes, he does. Von Waterud is right there. Now they feed it up to Carter Stebbings again. Stebbings has been good with the skate and good with the stick so far today, but hasn't lit the lamp quite yet for the Huskies. Now Pillar. Back up to Reinhart. Dawson Holt's going to fire it in. The Huskies are going to give chase. Farkas, maybe a little indecision there. Finally backhanded it behind the net. And now moving out with it is Zandy. Out there with Lease. Gets it back down low to Zandy. He's got Holt bearing down on him, and it comes outside the line in a foot race. Dawson Holt is trying to get there first. Can't do it. Stebbings managed to grab the loose puck, but Aquilon was there to break any hopes of an opportunity for a shot on net. And once again, Mount Royal disrupts the Huskies, an opportunity there. Now it's Zandy, almost collided with his own player. Josh Tarswell tries to make a move, couldn't quite do it. And now Chance Petruik. Does he have enough speed to get past Aquilon? Can't do it. Trevor Wong gets past Patton. Wong tried to backhand it to the net. He's tripped up, and a penalty coming up against Mount Royal. Saskatchewan's going to get another power play. As Trevor Wong was headed to the net, he was tripped up. And a man advantage coming up for the home side as Aquilon goes off.
Just a great result of effort there by Wong as he had to make a nice play just inside the blue line as there was not a lot of space getting the pass there. And there's the move driving toward the net. Kind of a different way of doing it than we see from Keeler or Petruik every now and then, but nonetheless effective as we got a power play. And remember, just how slow the Huskies have been in their neutral zone. That's got to change. They have to spend this whole power play in offensive zone.
Here's Kozier with it. The Huskies looking for the game-tying goal. Remember, they were down 3-0 to the Mount Royal Cougars just over 10 minutes into the first period. They've battled back, and now a chance to try and complete the comeback and level things up here in the third period. Here's Chance Petruic, cross-ice pass over to Loskiavo. He couldn't quite handle it. Now back to the point with Keeler. Loskiavo still on the far side. Now it's Kozier at the point. Back down to Dawson Holt. Petruic can't handle the clearing attempt, and Kozier's going to have Stevenson right on him as he heads back to retrieve the puck in his own end. 1:16 remaining in the power play for Saskatchewan. Kozier's going to head off. It's Liam Keeler moving through, gets it over to Holt. Now back down into the corner. The Cougars clear once again. Good job, Mount Royal, killing this penalty so far. Only 1 minute now remaining in the power play. Kinderberg from behind the net. Saskatchewan trying to grab that game-tying goal. Here's Berthlett getting it up to Wong. Wong tried to feed it back to Berthlett, and it's cleared immediately once again, this time by Kyle Walker. Good penalty kill right now for the Mount Royal Cougars. They're not allowing the Huskies anywhere near the net. Now a long pass. This one goes all the way down the ice, and my goodness, a skirmish down there as it looks like Walker and Josh Pillar had a few words. But this power play not going so well for Saskatchewan so far.
And I've made my opinions known about the, that kind of reverse, or that low, or I guess at your own blue line, the reverse play. Everybody just gets dragged back to a standstill, and with two teams that skate so well, it's a mystery to me why you would slow things down.
Huskies win the face-off back. It's Kinderberg, only 30 seconds remaining in the man advantage. Huskies maybe a chance for one last rush. Kinderberg trying to get past Mo, now backhands it to Berthelot. Justin Ball out there, he gets it over to Wong. Wong fires it down in the corner. This one's gonna go to Von Waterroot. He's gonna try and get it out. No, good job by Pillar holding the line. Try to get past Waterroot that time, couldn't do it, and Von Waterroot now coming back shorthanded, gonna kill off some precious seconds. And that's going to do it for the power play for the Saskatchewan Huskies. Mount Royal kills another one. Now Justin Ball moving through. The senior trying to put one on net. That one went through everybody, missed it wide. Another shot, that one goes wide of the net. Now here's Prefontaine. Back down in the corner. Tried to feed Berthelot. Nobody there to retrieve the puck. And the Cougars are going to flip it up and get it outside. And this one's going to be called offside, so we'll get a face-off to go with 12:23 remaining here in the third period. 33-21 the shots right now in favor of the Mount Royal Cougars. Meanwhile, down between the benches, it's Jackson Emery. Jackson, what can you tell us?
Thanks, guys. Hey, there's a lot of confidence between both benches here right now. Both teams are standing up, and Mount Royal is really proving that as much as they have a lot of offensive firepower, they're showing their true defensive skills, continuing to get sticks in the lane, and over the past couple of minutes, they've really shown that they have been able to block shots. Saskatchewan isn't going away, though. This has been a much better start than we saw in the first and second period. Maybe not the greatest of power play, something that maybe looking the same as last weekend. That'll look to get better as the weekend goes on.
Thanks very much, Jackson. And yeah, the Saskatchewan Huskies, a big hit down there in the corner involving Prefontaine. Now here's Sorensen. Gets it back to Parker Gavlis. Puts it on net. They score! The Huskies have come all the way back. We are level on the board at 3 apiece.
And who's going to get credit for that one? Is it the tip in front by Holt, or is it going to be Gavlis? It looked to me like it did get deflected, and a perfect location for a point shot there, as we'll get a look at the replay here. Again, not too much dusting it off and not the best angle from a shot, but get it to the net and let something happen.
Saskatchewan with 3 unanswered goals, and they have tied it up here in the third period. And oh my, we are in for a barn burner finish tonight at Merlis Belcher.
And it's almost like you said the words big and hit right before that goal. I gotta say, it's almost like that one follows the other.
Well, I have no crystal ball, but right now, it's the Saskatchewan Huskies who have come back. It's Carter Stebbings who gets his first ever playoff goal for the Saskatchewan Huskies. A big one to tie it up, and oh my, that teeter-totter has certainly leveled out now.
Boy, I was way off thinking it was Holt, it was Stebbings, but 15 and 16, close numbers, and two guys that have really, I mean, if you take their jerseys off, they would really look the same tonight.
And the energy turning up now with 11:18 to go in the third period. But Mount Royal has other plans to try and regain the lead. Here's Hannes. He's got Zandy in front of the net. Hannes, wraparound chance, and Ross puts up a wall. Quickly gloves the puck. And we'll get a face-off with 11:10 to go.
Don't want to give anybody that much space. I know Hannes is obviously a pretty premier player in this league, but what that means is you got to recognize who's out there, and you got to hone in on those guys, maybe give them an extra lumber into the ribs, or just slow them down at every turn that you can.
Lease at the face-off circle, over to Kinneberg. Now Holt gets it up to Josh Pillar. Here's Josh Pillar, nice move. Pillar still got the puck to the net. Tried to take a wraparound chance, but the puck went off his stick. Now back the other way, it's Josh Tarswell, tried to feed it in front. Landon Kozier, good job by him to break that play up. Tarswell still with it though, down into the corner. Now feeds it back down low to Zandy. Lee sets up in front of the net, now back to Walker. He fires it down the other way and it goes over to Tarswell. Tarswell back over to Lees. Dawson Holt trying to tie him up and grab the puck. Tarswell throws it to the net and Ross tips that one up high. It hits the glass, stays in play. Lees lays the hit there on Gunnar Kinneberg. Pillar and Kozier move in for Saskatchewan. And Kinneberg's not let go of that puck. Now Zandy finally springs it loose. Goes all the way to the other side for Lees. Holmes out there for the Cougars. Hannes takes a hit. Now it's Holt behind the net. Dawson Holt, he loses the puck to Holmes. Over to Stevenson, and he couldn't quite handle it. Lees once again, he keeps it in. Huskies trying to get it out. Long shift now for Saskatchewan. Look out, they're gonna get tired. Finally, they do get it off. As it comes outside the line and Saskatchewan manages to clear. Here's Stevenson firing it back down in there. Now it's Parker Gavlis. Over to Chase Bertholet. 2-on-2, he's got Keaton Sorensen. Wong is out there and they call Bertholet offside. And immediately him and Walker start jostling once again. And I'm not sure if there's a beef between those two. I thought maybe Bertholet and Walker had exchanged some shoves earlier, but nonetheless, they'll have a face-off here with 9:37 to go. But they'll take the media timeout first. And we're going to take a timeout and head down to Jackson Emery, who's standing between the benches. Jackson, what can you tell us?
Thanks, guys. Well, right after the last time we talked, you want to talk about a momentum swing. You could see it on the bench. That was a deflating goal for Mount Royal, and that really sparked this Husky bench, and more importantly, it sparked the crowd again. Something that Mount Royal said coming into this game. Obviously, both teams wanted to score first and hold on to the lead. Mount Royal did part of that and held on to the lead until here in the third period, but early on they took the crowd out of it, and they had all the momentum going for themselves. Finally, after the first goal, after the second goal for the Huskies, you started to see the momentum begin to swing, and the crowd was starting to get back into it. That third goal blew the roof off of Merlis Belcher Place. The Huskies need to use that to their advantage, but as Brandon Cote said, speaking with him for the past 2 days, him and his team have done a really good job of containing their emotions. Use the crowd as an advantage, but don't get too high off of the crowd. Stick to what works. Don't do anything that you wouldn't do during the regular season, and that's starting to show so far in this third period.
Thanks very much, Jackson. Certainly very much, and we could perhaps see overtime once again in this building, as we saw in Game 1 between the Huskies and the UBC Thunderbirds. This one floated back down into the corner, and Parker Gavlis is going to give chase. Bouchard getting tied up there with Sorensen. Here's Gavlis. Nice feed over to Bertholet. To the net. Bertholet shoots. Scores! Berthelot with his first ever Canada West playoff goal, and the Saskatchewan Huskies have the lead.
Well, there's going to be a grudge there as Jaden Weens lays the boom on Berthelot, but he doesn't care. He sacrificed his own body and maybe a few marbles up north there as he cuts inside, gets the goal, and right after that shot, he got hit real hard. He was slow to get up. Now I think it's kind of the interesting moment in the game. Do you start to even up those little grudges, or do you ride this to victory if you can and get your lumps that way or get your revenge that way? But boy, was that a nice play from Chase Berthelot, who we've been talking about all second half of this season.
Yeah, Chase Berthelot, you kind of knew at some point he was going to finally light the lamp. 3 goals in the regular season, but he was smelling one in the playoffs. A huge goal and a big hit on the other side. Now here's Ball with the shot coming back the other way. He fires one on Farkas, and here we go. Justin Ball getting tied up there with Jaden Weens, and these two heavyweights are going to go at it down near behind the net. Look out. Justin Ball and Jaden Weens finally separated by the official, and no doubt there's going to be some penalties handed out as tempers start to boil over.
And I think that is absolutely perfect what just happened. Obviously, Mount Royal knows they're having a rough second half to this game, so what does Weens do? He throws the big hit. That doesn't get the momentum, so he tries to start another kerfuffle. But guess what? Jared Penner's out there like a wrecking ball, blowing guys up, so you don't get any momentum out of this scramble at the benches, or rather behind the net. And credit for Justin Ball for standing up too there for his buddy, who you better believe there was a little bit of extra for the hit on Berthelot.
Well, right now the officials standing near the scorekeeper's area to try and sort out the penalty situation. And boy, things have really heated up here in the last couple of minutes. Chase Berthelot with the go-ahead goal.
Big challenge here for Bert Gilling on that Cougars bench, because boy, have they not had their heads in it in this third period. And obviously it's a hard game and both teams want to win, but they absolutely should be looking at themselves on the bench and saying, hey, we just let this team right back into the game. We let this building right back into the game. And 25-30 minutes of hockey ago, that was absolutely not the case. These Cougars had a stranglehold on this game.
So right now on the scoreboard, they got a couple of 2-minuters there right now, so it looks like we're going to play some 4-on-4. Things are going to open up here, so speed's going to be the advantage for the next little while. 8:50 to go, and now it's the Mount Royal Cougars for the first time trailing here in Game 1 against the hometown Huskies. And my goodness, a reversal of fortune in favor of Saskatchewan. So Ball gets the roughing call for Saskatchewan. Jaden Weens getting the penalty for Mount Royal, and back the other way come the Huskies, now 4-on-4 for the next minute 35. Kinneberg gets roughed up in the corner. No call on that one. Play continues as Hannes goes after the puck down into the corner on the other side. And right now they're just getting to announcing the Chase Berthelot goal. Here's Keeler back the other way with Dawson Holt, and they're going to call that one offside. John, we were talking earlier on, and we had mentioned throughout this playoff series how Chase Berthelot was eventually going to find the back of the net, and he did, as we get a look at the hit there on Gunnar Kinneberg.
And that's going to happen the rest of this series, regardless of what team you're on. Those little things are going to happen, and so now's the time where you just file it away. You don't try to oversell something because you know it's going to come back the other way, but boy, is discipline and continuing to play the right game very important at this juncture of the game.
Here's Reinhardt back down into the corner. Can the Mount Royal Cougars tie it up? Aquilon with it on the near side. Cross ice pass. Here's Ladyman, fires, and that one is blocked. Now back down to Bouchard. behind the net. He's got Stevenson out there, tried to get it over to him, couldn't do it. Liam Keeler intercepts it, and Keeler's going to take it 1-on-2 to try and get it out for the Huskies. He does. Now here's Dawson Holt moving through. Nobody with him as the Huskies are on a change. And oh my! That one went off the blocker of Farkas, took a bounce off the boards and came right back near the post. He had to be careful. Now here's Spencer Moe. Got past Petruic, could not get past Prefontaine. Petruic spins around with Patton bearing down on him. Now here's Parker Gavlis. Got his first playoff goal last weekend. Another one beats Farkas, but it doesn't quite trickle over the line. Oh my! Parker Gavlis, a nice shot, and the puck trickled towards the goal line, but didn't make it through. Number 14 almost had another one, but they'll bring it back for a face-off.
So we're at the stage in the arm wrestle where it goes from, oh, you're losing and you think you're going to fail, and you grind it out, you find everything you got to get back to even. Now the Huskies have pushed the Cougars' hand back. Now they're against the ropes, but you can't change the way that you play. You can't get soft and play tentative and prevent defense. Absolutely not what's going to get you to the end of this game.
Puck won back by Ladyman for the Cougars, gets it up to Kyle Walker. He scored 11 seconds into the hockey game. Walker fires, that one saved by Ross. Going after it, he's got Moe there. Now backhands it over to Patton, battling Kinneberg. He's got Holmes out there as well. Trevor Wong moves the other way with it. Patton keeps it in for the Cougars. He's got Moe there, tried to make a move on Kinneberg. Too many bodies in the way, and it's gonna come outside the line. Huskies will get a chance to regroup. 35-24 the shots in favor of the Mount Royal Cougars. Here's Landon Kosher with it. Long pass over to Penner. All the way to the other side, he wins that foot race. Now behind the net. Jared Penner back to Ethan Renier. Now over to Gross. Here's Rhett Reinhardt to the net, and Farkas hangs on to that one, and good thing he did too, because there were a lot of bodies in the way, including Keaton Sorensen, who you see on your screen. He's headed off for the Huskies.
Another excellent shift from Penner there, who uses his speed. Yes, I said Penner uses his speed to beat a guy who's way smaller and shiftier and a loose puck race. Oh boy, has Penner's line been awesome tonight, and I just can't wait to see these guys continue to charge ahead here throughout the series.
Renier tries to win it back, can't do it. It comes on the stick of Aquilon. Fires it, it goes all the way down and hits, I think, a stanchion and goes out of play. So they'll bring things back with 5:56 to go in the hockey game.
Well, boy, it's not how you start, it's how you finish, right? I mean, in the anthem, Wayne McGilvery had a little flub, comes back and nails it, and I think that's what we're seeing from this Husky team. Bit of a flub to start, but they've definitely picked it up here in the second half of the game, and hopefully they can nail it just like Wayne did.
Yeah, and they've turned it on, and maybe some unlikely heroes. You're looking at Ethan Renier there, getting his first playoff goal, and Chase Bertholet. So everybody pitching in today. Here's Renier with it once again, makes a nice move. Renier to the net, he's knocked off the puck. No penalty on the play. Renier still got it, tried to feed it over to Ball, and it went over his stick, and now here comes Von Waterroot. Tips it up to Stevenson, who gets it back into the Husky zone. Now it's Parker Gavlis. Spins around, gets past Lees, past Von Waterroot, and now it's Keeler moving through on Clay Hannes. Keeler with a nice move, back to Losquiavo, he scores! A huge goal late in the third period, perhaps a little insurance, and now the Huskies have a 2-goal lead.
Vinny Losquiavo must have been listening to the Cranberries before the game, because he was just sitting there and lingering, just to linger above the glue paint there. He finds the juicy rebound right there, makes no mistake. Oh boy, what a finish there, and like you said, every time these Huskies put a new line out, it just seems like more momentum gets breathed into this building.
5 straight unanswered goals for the Saskatchewan Huskies. And with just over 5 minutes left, it's a 2-goal lead. And now Mount Royal really has their backs against the wall.
And that student section is bumping.
Here's Lees back down in the corner. Vince Loschiavo, his second goal of the postseason, gives the Huskies a 2-goal lead. Now puck gets kind of tied up on the back of the netting there, and the whistle goes. We'll get a face-off. Well, that man right there, Vince Loschiavo, you know, back in 2021, former Huskies head coach Mike Babcock, who spent a number of seasons coaching in the NHL, he said Loschiavo can skate well, shoot the puck well, and work to develop him as a good rush player and good cycle player. And he really has all the attributes you need from a good hockey player. And he's certainly made a huge impact throughout the playoffs, especially tonight with that huge goal.
And, you know, it's funny, I always talk about grinding hockey, but there is something about the guys who can actually put it behind the goalie and get goals, and that's something Loschiavo does on a nightly basis.
Justin Ball gets it up to Renier, lost the handle there, kicks it back to Kinneberg. Kinneberg with it again, up to Ball. Here's Patton. He's tripped up now. Here's Mo moving through. Weens tried to feed it to Mo on net, and that one was just too far. Renier backhands it. Now here's Mo again. Spins around, gets it down ice. Justin Ball intercepts it, and now back the other way is Penner. He can't get the puck through, and now it comes all the way to the other side, and Roddy Ross skirts it to the corner. Huskies now perhaps looking at the clock a little bit here. Inside 4 minutes remaining, up by 2. The momentum has completely been turned on its head. It was the Cougars that had a 3-goal lead to start. The Huskies have put up 5 straight. Now here's Gavlis. Tries to swing it around outside. Puck shot on net, and Ross makes the save. And wouldn't it not be redemption for Roddy Ross tonight? After what everybody saw, a critical mistake in overtime last weekend to give the UBC Thunderbirds a 1-0 lead. Now Roddy Ross has a chance to be the winning goaltender here.
I was waiting for the timeout there. I thought they were going to call one. I think this is the time you call it if you're the Cougars.
Dawson Holt swings it over to Prefontaine. Here's Petruic. Backhands it up. It goes all the way to Bouchard. So empty net right now for Mount Royal with 3:25 to go here in the third period. Now it's Tarswell trying to move through, and he's caught offside. And I think Prefontaine had something to say there to Blake Stevenson as he skated by him.
Well, he and Pillar got to be careful there because that was a lot of lumber being laid. Again, you don't want to be above the puck coming back to your own net. There's no need to be closer to the net than any Cougars player. Everybody comes up together, and it's called being underneath the puck, closer to your goalie than the puck is. I think they're just cleaning up some plastic there on the bench.
Yeah, it looks
scraped
like
off.
So they'll do the face-off. Liam Keeler gets it back. It's fired up there to Clay Haddis. Now swung down to Walker. Chance to feed Holmes in front. Tried to feed it in front to Tarswell. Ross had to be careful, got the pad down. Now here's Stevenson with it again. It comes outside the line, and the Cougars are going to have to regroup. Still with an empty net. 2:56 to go here in the third period. Stevenson going after it. Here's Walker. He gets tied up. Liam Keeler almost had a chance. They throw it to the net. Bouchard got it there. Ross made the save. They try to ring it around. Bouchard holds it in with Carter Stebbings there and Liam Keeler. Now here's Tarswell. Cross ice pass over to Hannes. Back to Stevenson. Over to Bouchard. Looks, waits, tries to find a line. Now puts it on net. That one's blocked. Prefontaine managed to block it, and they're going to definitely call the Huskies on that one. As that puck was gloved and literally thrown down the ice, and it looks like Loschiavo's going to get a penalty.
And I think what he's kind of pleading his case is the rule. The rule is you're allowed to close your hand on the puck in your D zone, but I think that was just too blatant. And if you make a move, if you do a LeBron James dribble then I think that's time to call it. But I definitely think that's a tough call to make at that point in the game. But again, smarts, situational awareness.
Right now, both teams are taking a timeout at the benches. As we'll take a look at the scoring we've seen so far tonight. Kyle Walker opened it up. It was the Mount Royal Cougars that flooded the Husky net with 3 straight goals to start, but then Saskatchewan has had 5 straight markers to pull ahead and lead 5-3 with 2:26 to go. But hold the phone, because Mount Royal is going to have a power play and the extra attacker. It's going to be 6-on-4 for the next 2 minutes. So here we go. The Cougars trying to get the equalizer. Here's Tarswell with a shot. That one's wide. Down by 2. They need 2 goals to tie. Here's Holmes back down in the corner. Gets it over to Lees. Over to From Delorme. Kosher got a hold of it. Can he get it out? Somebody's lost their stick down on the ice. I think it's Lees. Now it comes to the point. It's Clay Hannes. Over to Bouchard. Hannes shoots. Tipped in front, and Ross gets his glove on it. 1:39 to go in the power play for Mount Royal.
I'll tell you, I would not want to be one of the D-men having to play this 6-on-5 in their own zone. There is a lot of action. Where I was kind of knocking the Cougars on their power play, not moving a lot. Boy, are they moving a lot better at 6-on-5.
So Lees to take the face-off for the Cougars. Still 6-on-4 late in the third period. Gets it back to Bouchard. Over to Hannes at the point. Hannes winds up, gets it back over to Bouchard. Now back to Hannes, shoots, that one's up high. Rebound there, grabbed by Prefontaine, and the Huskies get it down the ice. 1:20 to go in the power play for Mount Royal. They desperately need a goal. Here's From Delorme, he gets it past Prefontaine. Gavlis is tied up in the corner there. Now it comes on the stick of Dawson Holt. He fires it down the ice to the empty net. That one just missed by a couple of inches. Now back the other way comes Hannes. Over the line, he's knocked back. They got to circle back again. 53 seconds left in the power play. Now here's Lees. Gets it down into the corner. Bouchard goes after it, brings it around to Holmes. From Delorme is there. Now back to Holmes, over to Hannes. One-time shot, didn't get much on it. Backhanded back to Roddy Ross. That one stayed out. Now here's Tarswell, back to Hannes. One-time shot again, not much on it. Ross is down, he makes the save. And more pushing and shoving as Bouchard and Gavlis decide to get tangled up. It looks like Holmes and Renier are also exchanging some pushing and shoving. So they'll try and sort things out here and calm things down with 26 seconds to go in the power play and less than a minute on the clock for the game.
Well, there you see, and that Prefontaine makes the right decision on the second one. There you see him tying up Bouchard, because the first time Bouchard nearly banked it off the leg of Ross and into the net there. As that's a unique place for the undersized guy to be. Usually you put the big body in there to kind of create some, I guess, just a wall of a body, but that's interesting to have a skill guy would be able to make those shifty, quick moves.
Here's a shot to the empty net from Stebbings. He scores! And why not? Carter Stebbings, his second goal of the hockey game, his second goal of the playoffs, and that's going to seal it for the Saskatchewan Huskies.
Boy, oh boy, and now you start to think there is going to be another game tomorrow, and the body language on both sides is going to be so key in this last 47 seconds. Are the Cougars going to wilt and mope and pout and go away, or are they going to try and get a little bit of a alley fight to drag both teams into the alley? The Huskies have to be smart again. They want to be able to have this whole lineup ready to go tomorrow fresh.
The goaltender back in net for the Mount Royal Cougars. Aquilon fires it down in. Saskatchewan lost the opening game in the semifinals, but they put on a clinic from the second half of the second period on after being down 3-0. Lit the lamp 6 straight times. It's going to be back to the drawing board for the Cougars. There's a shot. Ross makes the save with traffic right there. As Rodderat got tripped up right in front of the net.
And that's why I love a guy like Vaughn Waterroot. Even though he's down 3 goals in a playoff game with less than a minute to go, still one focus, one track mind. I'm here to play hockey, whether there's 100 hours left or 8 seconds. What that figures, he's from what, Rosetown?
There you have it.
I gotta double check that because I don't want to get it wrong. Yes, he is a Rosetown product.
They'll count down the seconds. The Saskatchewan Huskies draw first blood. The home side gets game 1 in the Canada West Men's Hockey Conference Finals.
And there you see a bit of dejected attitude from the Cougars, who again, they don't have much time to file this under and learn from it, but they absolutely have to, because now that back is up against a wall.
Mount Royal had a 3-0 lead. The Huskies come all the way back. And Saskatchewan, which a number of times had to come back against UBC, proved that no lead is safe in Canada West hockey. The best of college hockey on display tonight here in front of a sold-out crowd at Merlis Belcher Place, and a standing ovation for these Dogs. Now 1 win away from their first conference title since 2020.
And what can you say about the fans that showed up tonight for their Huskies or for their Cougars? If they got a couple of kids, I do see some fans and a good contingent of Cougars fans, but absolutely created an atmosphere worthy of a Canada West Game 1 like that.
Right now you can see Chance Petruk and Roddy Ross there on the ice. Well, I think a game that started off so much in favor of the Cougars, boy, the tables really turned. And it's partly thanks to the man that's standing on the ice with our Jackson Emery. He's with Roddy Ross. Jackson.
Thanks, you guys. Roddy, after the 3rd goal was given up, just what was the message going through your mind, and what was the message on the bench for everyone on the ice?
Sorry?
After that 3rd goal, what was going through your mind? What was the message on the bench to really rally the troops and get them back into this game?
Yeah, I mean, stuff's going to happen. It's playoffs. It's a best of 3 series, and we just got to keep going, keep digging away. We have the crowd here. Why would we just give up, you know? So we just got to keep going. We knew we could get these guys, and we just got to stick with it.
What did you think of the play of the team in front of you as the game progressed? I thought you guys got better as the periods went on. Just your thoughts.
Hey, they were solid all night. It was a little rocky start, but all night they stuck to the plan. We figured it out. They were solid. I just had to make those couple saves, do my job, and they did theirs, and here we are. Let's get back at it tomorrow.
And lastly, just this crowd, with each goal you guys scored, it seemed like they were getting louder. Just what does it mean to play in meaningful games like this in front of a home faithful?
Yeah, after game 1 and last round, it wasn't the best feeling. And to see this crowd have all that support behind us and know what we can do throughout this year, we're coming, we're working, and we know what we have at stake here.
Thanks, Roddy. Congratulations. Enjoy this.
Thank you.
Back up to you guys.
Thanks very much, Jackson, and thanks very much, Roddy Ross, for giving us a few moments after a big win for the Saskatchewan Huskies. Johnny Flatters, we had a lot of things happen tonight. We had great goals. We had a huge comeback, some late changes. Quickly, your thoughts as we end game 1 and start to look ahead to game 2.
I absolutely love when I can pump the tires of the 4th line like we did for the Justin Ball, Ethan Renier, and Jarrett Petter line. Obviously, Renier with the goal, but just all around good playoff-like hockey. That's what I can't wait to see some more of tomorrow.
Faced a lot of adversity early in this one. It looked like Mount Royal was going to keep the foot on the gas and walk away with a game 1 win early on, but Saskatchewan slowly turned the tables. They come away with 6 straight unanswered goals and a 6-3 win for the Saskatchewan Huskies. Folks, we will be back with Game 2 tomorrow here at Merlis Belcher Place. So long, and thanks for joining us here on Canada West TV, presented by BioSteel.